Yeah. All right. Quickly to the power selection.
It's changed in the errata to align with all of the other feed bonuses to attack roll sheep that do 1, 11, and 21.
Yep.
That's good to know.
I need to update everything. Excuse me while I work.
That's all right. I sort of expected that this would happen.
I can't connect.
You can connect.
Are you trying to connect to Jonas's server?
Are you using the wrong?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Oh,
Jonas, I can't connect to your server that you don't have.
Well, you know.
I guess I'll restart mine. I mean, that's the best we can do in this situation.
Please don't.
But Sheep can't connect to your server.
Well.
That sounds like a him problem. This is what Jonas is trying to say.
Yeah, I'm trying to say that.
Wow.
Why is it 12? What? Oh, okay.
He'll pray for you, okay?
I'll pray for you, sheep. Let's see, 5.
Where am I?
On the Giants Run Mountains map.
Oh, the
where
mountains.
We just did the undead fight.
Right.
That will be that. Okie dokie, I'm done.
Strength. Dark Menace.
Velky's not.
He's coming. He was just picking something up somewhere.
All right.
He's getting you some medicine from the pharmacy.
That would be very nice. Yes, thank you. Correct.
Oh, maybe I should still pick durable.
Last chance, sheep.
Here we go with sheep again.
I think durable will be very useful for you because you run out of those healing surges pretty damn quickly.
You know what?
Yes.
You're not wrong.
I know.
But no, still.
but never.
But if you get the 5 hit points, that translates to an extra hit point you heal per every healing surge.
Yeah, but don't do this.
I'm just using your own.
Yes, 2 healing surges would give you how many hit points, and 1 extra per healing surge would give you how many hit points.
Well, it's also how many hit points per battle, right? Because if you have a high hit point pool, you can heal faster in a battle because you gain more per healing surge.
How much?
Are you a sprinter? Or a long distance runner?
No, I'm too fat and just heavy.
Well, I'm not.
Yeah, I can't.
Toughness would translate to 16 hit points, whereas durable would translate to 40. 40 is much bigger than 16.
It is.
Actually, no, it's not 40. It's a little less, but close enough.
But what about the opportunity cost?
That's right. Keep in mind that you don't have all those hit points accessible to you immediately. You have to unlock their potential through
so many healings you can do in a battle, right?
I can do a lot, actually.
Just eat potions.
Sounds like you have your answer then.
There you go. Good work. Yeah. You cracked the case.
I'll take some of the credit.
Did Sheep decide on something while I was gone?
Don't worry. You'll undecide and redecide again.
Okay. Sorry I'm late, by the way. Stuff to do.
It's okay. Jonas is in the process of revamping his token to be level 10.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I need to do that too.
Level 10.
Delicious.
Forever be behind.
Such levels. Cannot even be imagined.
I took durable because I don't have enough healing surges.
Yeah.
So,
Look at the people durable, like the most popular feat in the group.
Tells you something about the
3 out of
adventure
40.
you're running here, Manika. I think
That's a pretty good.
everyone is like, oh god, help.
Hey, I mean, you all decide how many fights you want to do.
well, I mean, I don't like
Oh,
doing
well,
a
I
fight
don't-
and
I
then
don't know.
sleeping for 10 years. I mean, I'd rather stay up as
I
much.
know, Manika is like, oh, what's in this stone hut? It's like, oh, death. Death in its purest form is inside a stone hut.
Well, who's the idiots there then for choosing to open up other stone huts next to that stone hut and be like, surely it can't
I
be
feel like
that.
you were warned after the first one you took on. I feel
Yeah.
like
I feel like
you knew what
that
you're
was-
getting into. Really,
I am.
could have started with the smaller one. You did.
Madam is outraged.
I don't have any issue with that. That's their own fault.
One.
Right, we got inherent defense bonuses this level, didn't we? Or am I?
No, I don't think so.
No. You have +1 to all of your stuff due to half your level being
Oh,
even now.
Indeed.
Yeah,
Maths.
half level.
Rinsing
The best part of leveling up.
I forgot to update my passive perception. It's 20 now. Oops, there we go.
I have no idea what mine is.
At this point, you're decent at even stuff you're really bad at. Just from that.
All right.
Kinda, yeah.
Because 4th edition treats these hero adventure characters like the special snowflakes they are.
Mm-hmm.
Snowflake.
You're not a, you're not a dragon who gonna get killed by a bandit who crits or something.
Not anymore.
That
Not
would be
anymore.
a very big bandit.
Oh, you know.
Fire giant bandit. He hides behind the bushes in the
I
forest.
have to raid a lot to keep up my body weight.
Oh, I don't know. Those 5 hit points could make the difference for sheep being
Oh,
crit killed or not.
Mm,
We'll find out.
Shroud of Shadow.
Sure you will.
Go ahead and scrub my token from the mountains, Manika. Since
Oh,
I
I
can.
will then. Move
Surface
this
was
Verdelith.
6.
Inferior, damaged Verdelith.
That's right. Well,
Oh, we haven't taken a long rest yet, so
yeah, it'll still be
sure
damaged.
you carry or whatever you.
Birdlith is
got.
damaged.
As we go back to the mountains,
So
Yeah.
many maps. I'm getting confused. There we
That's my.
I can hide some of them. I mean,
are. No, I don't mean like the map tool maps. I just mean the maps in like of physically where we are. That's my brain just
Oh.
bad at that. Yeah, don't worry.
all right. There isn't many in the mountain one. I can tell you that.
It's all
Like
right.
you can see one, I believe.
Yes. How about while people are fixing their tokens, I do a really bad recap?
Go for it.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Careen us
Alright.
like a cloud car. Cloud car? Yeah, cloud car. I stand by my statement.
Or
We'll see how many
Feels like
bad
a current car.
remembrances I can fit into it. All right. Well, last time we started the session with having a bit of a rest, some various downtime activities. Verishix clearing out some carrying collars. Tilraxos finally setting up his trade company or trade route with Runella. Verdlet doing some stuff with the druid unspecified as of now. Veligna took a trip to the Bloodstrike tribe and also took a gander south and discovered some giants. Big shocker. Very dangerous. With that done, things I've forgotten remind me. Tilraxos decided to convince / encourage us to check out the ruins of the Eel Fort, because it's a position that might be used as a base or some sort. So we decided to check it out. It seemed like a sizable thing, but it would require a lot of rebuilding to do. I don't recall anything too notable. So with that scoped and checked out, we decided to, against our experiences, go back to the ruins of the dead and decide to go break into more of those tombs, which had a lot of dangerous enemies and also had some inscriptions in it, which seemed to tell the story of the civilization that had been there before. However, we decided to bail because things were getting a bit hot and heavy. I'm not sure if we're going to go back there. It was pretty tough. Tilraxos almost ripped Veristrix to shreds after Veristrix decided to hold him in place. Dragon stuff. And we're here now. Verstrix is really bruised. I think other people are as well, but we're not too badly gone. So that's as far as I remember. That's what happened.
Yes.
Yeah. But it's good.
Then another thing we have to do at the beginning of this session is well, what do you want to go do first? Goals or heroes?
Heroes.
Heroes.
Or the heroes be taking their actions basically just like so that's the stuff that they've like did like basically like last session.
Yes, we'll see what
Okay.
they'll engage in next. Basically, they'll start whatever the new thing they're going to be doing is.
Right. I just wanted to get like a sense of like their time scale. Okay, got it.
They lag behind a little bit because that's just how it works out.
Yeah.
Effectively.
They're not the protags of this story, damn it.
No, you don't really care as dragons, but it'll come less as a surprise when Jen Slow shares back up with
I know, yeah.
Swagmobile and whatnot. You know, if you sort of saw him,
Swag.
if you saw him go the distance.
Riding a vehicle he's named the Pussy Wagon.
You know. All right, we currently have 3 parties, and they've been doing things. As we remember, we have Snoot's party, who have been currently bounty hunting. Then we have Jin's party, who have been going to Cormier and gotten wealthy. So that's nice for them. And then we have Goran, that were in Fighter's party, who are dealing with the Redden smugglers. So, Sheep, I believe you are the one rolling for Snoot's party. Could you give me a D10 then?
D10. So
Yes. We'll see what they're up to. A 7. Well, Snoot seemed to have a problem with his reptilian friends because they are going to go and hunt lizard folk. Lizard
That's
folk
rude.
hunting. They are going to try to kill the Sunseeker tribe.
Trying. He'll help you find the sun in the next dimension.
Yeah, that is what they're doing. Jin is in Cormier. Could you roll me a D10?
Yeah, I can do that. 6.
He hangs out in Cormier. It's great. he stays and is good. And this is basically him, his party doing little odd jobs, but mostly not accomplishing a whole lot. Because they just hang out in Cormier.
We're so awesome. We're just gonna stay here for a while.
Probably in Jin's manor that he has now.
To hell with the frontier. That doesn't pay
No.
anything.
Cormier's good. It's a good place. All right, and then Goran's party. Jonas, why don't you go ahead do it?
Okie doke. Mm-mm. 4.
Well, looks like they really want to get it to those smugglers. They're continuing to deal with the smugglers. They really don't like the Redden smuggling group. I guess maybe actually it's because Goran is greedy and last time he got loot from doing it.
Yeah.
So I think
Much like the dragons. Let's go beat up this other thing.
there's
It's
more.
profitable. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what they're doing at the moment. They're all, well, actually only one group who did bounty hunting amazingly have actually changed their goal. The others are just hanging out in Cormier and doing the same thing they were. So I guess that's actually not super exciting for them. But yeah, we'll see. They might exterminate those smugglers soon. Yes, that was of course a chance that they would go do something else. Go to the list.
There's also this partly formed nebulous fourth group of right now, right?
Yes, there is currently a nebulous fourth group. Indeed. Let's see what it looks like currently. What's missing in my overview? I don't know, but right now we have a cleric of Ogma at least. Yeah, there's another hero coming up. So if anyone would want to roll me some dice,
Go for it,
this one,
Valky.
I'll reveal
Sure.
who this guy is once we see
Who
the
is it?
justification for.
Tell me what to roll, and I roll it for you.
Yes, I believe it is a D20.
One.
Mm-hmm.
Get that out of the way.
All right, yes. Oh, that's an exceptional hero.
Oh goodness.
Let's see what else
Sorry.
we got. Another
Here
one.
we go again.
And an exceptional and wealthy hero.
Oh goodness.
Well, that is fortunate because it would have been sad for Besserek had it been much different.
Oh man.
This is a hell-sponsored guy.
Oh.
This is Besserek throwing his weight into it.
You know, he needs to deal with you in some way. You don't just send back in his face all the time. It's been happening a little bit too much. Yeah, wealthy means the character starts with extra loot for their level.
Wow.
They have more money and stuff than others do, which of course could be nice for you. You know, you could kill them and take that from them, but it'll also be a little more difficult. Like a bonus of damage or something. Beyond that, we need to discover which kind of class this is, because this hero can't be every single class. It is just a D4.
Okay.
Different class.
The hell.
B.
The hell class can only be one thing.
Besserek
go.
went shopping for like narrowed classified.
A
Hmm.
3. So he is not a rogue, not a warlock, but a warlord.
Oh.
Another leader?
Yes, currently.
Hmm.
Though it seems unlikely he will shake up with the cleric of Ogma.
Probably some ideological differences there.
So a hell-sponsored warlord. This is my tiefling character from
Pretty much.
You know?
Yeah. Watch
Exceptional
out, he's
and
dangerous.
wealthy.
Oh yeah, he
So,
was, yeah.
Yeah. They're currently hanging out. When the other guys come back, they will basically split up their parties and reform in a bit.
I'm so
Okay.
glad Besserek is my bone dad. Look at him. Amazing, like the amount of strings he can pull.
We know who to kill by the heroes. We need to kill this hero to send a message back. Be like, no, Besserek. Bad bone
This is his counter message to having sicked the Serpentine Earl on him.
Well, you
Yes.
know, this is gonna go on back and forth.
No, there's another thing he's doing right now, but you won't figure that out yet.
That's right.
I could tell you. The devil plays long games and he plays hard games.
Battle difficulty on very hard for Besserek.
Just games.
Is he cheating? No, it's all in the rules, Wink.
The rules of hell.
Devil cheating,
Yeah.
perish the thought.
Right, you're thinking of demons. That's different.
Yeah. Me cheat with this face. Come on. This is the leering
Just show like a
death skull.
portrait of a portrait of Besserek.
Would you let your daughter date this man?
you know I miss him.
Yeah, Besserek certainly looking out. If we want to cut to it, looking out, a little foreshadowing maybe. Looking out of the tomb, having his new upgraded minions. No longer having to deal with just imps, because you clearly proved that you're a bigger priority now. You're sort of ripe for harvesting soon.
He's
From
back
Hell's
in the
point of
tomb?
view, at least. And
Need to-
his face curled in that ever-present smile. A little bit fond of you, a little bit eager to see you suffer and die. Sort of pretty much the same thing for him.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah, as he probably does a hellish chuckle, which is a scary sound, sort of a raspy, bony crackle. As somewhere across the mountains on a floating piece of rock, a very bored dragon has a visitor, an imp that has very interesting stories to tell of something that would be really fun.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
Kill a dragon.
but not yet.
Charge.
It's busy doing things itself too. That said, we have some goal slots. 3 of them, in fact. So, does anyone have any ideas for what to do with them?
Yes.
Yes, and let's go.
Okay. I want to orchestrate a conflict between the spell-scarred refugee camp and Elm.
All right. Conflict. Could you define that for me? When will you think? When do you feel like that conflict is escalated enough to have that be completed?
When it's not just the adventurers that Elm is sending out to fight the spell-scarred cultists and refugees, but Elm itself has to do something. Whether it's because the spell-scarred people show up at their doorstep, or whether it's because Elm actually goes out of their place to go get them.
All right, I'll call that open conflict.
There you go.
I think that's a hard goal. It is not. There's not a sort of a straight-up way to do it, and there are things that have to be dealt with and sort of gone through to make it happen. But it's certainly not impossible.
Great.
Orchestrate. Straight, open conflict between Elm and the spell scarred kingdom. All right. That leaves us 2.
I was going to suggest maybe, given our revelation that there's more giants in the valley, that we either get a gauge of their strength, because I know they gotta look at them, but just in a more concrete sense of what they have to bear to see how dangerous they are. Phrasing, I haven't thought of it, but if someone thinks it's a good idea, maybe they have a better suggestion. But
so, what do you want to do with that knowledge?
It's more. I suppose the question I'm trying to answer here is whether or not they're going to come down the valley at any time soon. I suppose gauging their plan. What are they gathering to do over there? What are they doing, basically?
All right. Okay. Yeah. You want information. You want some sort of.
Yeah.
Okay. How could something like that be phrased?
It's a very nebulous.
Discover
thing.
the plans of the giants of the giants.
That works.
Yeah, sure. I'll put it in as my personal one, even though it's not personal. But I have nothing else personal.
Plans of the southern giants. I think that will be medium. It requires some thinking of how to accomplish it, but it is not something that necessarily needs to be overly difficult.
Right.
I don't have another specific one in mind, but just to lob up, as a reminder, Manikai said that we should try looking at goals that we want to get on with before level 11 and the shift to Paragon thing. So whether that's something that you care about in the Underdark, or whether it's, say, something like Mayor Albrecht, who's the head of the Spellscarred refugees that we don't have a labeled goal for, or anything else in particular. We don't know how much time we have.
I would like to establish the connection to the other dwarf hold on the other side of the mountains. That is something I would like to do before Paragon hits.
I think that's mostly connected to the ancient hold, isn't it? That's sort of in the way?
Not technically.
Okay.
The dwarves want the ancient hold, but they did estimate that if those spiders were gone, they could build some boats or something and then begin exploring that water area.
In that case, we could have a direct goal labeled being find the route to Thunderholm, the underground route, if you two would like.
I think that would be a decent goal. Another suggestion I would have had, although I don't think it's really a priority, or maybe it doesn't even need to be a goal, although I want to do it, which is the definition of a goal. The exploration of our mountains has been very fruitful. I would like to take a look at all those little villages and ruins that we have to our north. They're not that far away. They're a little bit further than Elm. But if there's like a good target of opportunity, that would be good to know. Especially Elva's Soul actually looks interesting because it's a bit of a crossroads city, which might be interesting for trade prince Dragonwicks.
I don't see that as anything to put on the goal board right now.
It sounds like a
Yeah.
downtime thing, though.
Yeah, it's probably a downtime thing and not a huge goal. So
It would be easy to do. I'll tell you that.
no, I
but,
can imagine.
you would rather have established contact with Thunderhome, or like
I think that has been a goal we have been pursuing for a while.
I think putting it down is fine. Having a goal in there is always nice.
I mean, having them down there is just you get paid for them, right?
Yeah, exactly. Who knows what might happen in the session? We might decide to do it because of something that happens. So might as well put it down. We can always remove it.
Do you want to be? I mean, I think we're all clear on what you want. You want to be able to trade, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I want.
That's the idea.
I want to make the valley relevant for people to travel through, so we can get some goddamn taxes going. Yeah.
Yeah. And you do that through discovering the path, or make. Yeah, I mean, I suppose the real thing to do then is just to like establish the connection, right? They're reaching out a dwarven hand. You're reaching out a draconic claw. When they touch, you can begin doing things, even if it's like not even if it's not optimal. Everything starts into place. Yeah, that'll be medium then. Establish trade connection with Thunderhome.
As a question related to kind of goal related things, downtime ish. How is Mother Druma doing? Is she done, or like is she finished with her stuff down there, or?
What are you referring to?
Well, she said give her time to sort out her sisters, and then we could maybe get her to use the astrolabe in a sense, or divine whatever, that sort of thing.
Yes, she could be persuaded to do that.
Okay.
She would like to stay home because she has actually never really been to the surface herself. Sure. But it's not like she's in a great negotiating position here. So
that's fine.
Would I put her on the mountain and make her use an astrolabe? That is something you could do, probably probably as the downtime thing, really.
Yeah, I would think so too. Yeah, that's good to know. That's all the questions I wanted to ask. So
good. Is there any goal we don't want anymore? Anything we're not? We don't think we
burn down Elm.
Yeah, obligatory burn down Elm.
I want that. Elm.
We do want to burn down Elm.
Yes.
Do we?
Yeah.
How do we not want that?
I'm glad Valky's on my side here. This is
Jonah,
great.
I thought you said last session you wanted to infiltrate Elm.
Well, that's impossible. I am repeatedly told that there's oh no, they have a god tree that sees people's minds, and you can't polymorph and hum, and then I'm like, okay.
Who is telling him this information?
Destroy everything.
It must be Phaedron who's feeding him this.
I want to subjugate it. I want to conquer it. If that means burning it down, building it up, yes.
Okay. I honestly, if that's your goal, I would, what's the word? I would say that would be a situation where that would be a very hard goal considering what we know.
Oh, well, they don't go any higher than hard.
I know. That's why I'm saying.
The City of the Dead's very hard.
That's medium, apparently.
I don't think we should get rid of it because, it's not like.
No.
We might decide to later. So yeah, but yeah, it's fine. Yeah, I don't want to get rid of that thing. I'm good to go.
Leave them all there.
All right. Then that is that, really. We basically jump in immediately, pretty much. The dragons are on their way home. Are they going to go do something, or are they sort of going to scatter?
I have one more battle in me, then all my healing surges are done. So
Vertilith would reluctantly part from the group, but after what happened between Tilraxos and Varanstrix, there's something unresolved there that makes her deep frowny face.
Grandmother Verdolith is
you know,
concerned.
the stability of that, like Tilraxos and Valignith, sure, whatever. Tilraxos and Veristrix,
What's
maybe
next?
Tilraxos
Tilraxos
is
and
problem.
Verdolith?
I know, maybe Tilraxos that's the problem.
Yeah, when it's one person involved in everything, you think maybe.
Yeah,
when the only common denominator in every dysfunctional relationship is one person, the people person. That's that.
Maybe Valignith and Verdolith should fight just to bring balance to the group.
Verdolith wouldn't care about it.
No, Vershik's good to go for another one. He's not ready. He's not ready to go home and lick his wounds. That's not how he feels
what
right
does
now.
he want to do now?
If
you want to circle back, try to.
Maybe you two should let that anger out properly rather than letting it boiling up. Like, don't bottle your feelings.
You are getting ignored.
Do you want me to charge you too? Is that what I'm hearing here?
Oh, you can try.
Don't test me, sheep, because I will do my utmost to kill you.
Let's see here.
I mean, if you want to do me a huge favor, we'll fight.
You know what? I want to take a long rest. Actually, I don't want to do anything else. In character, out of character.
I'm talking about me now. Me, Jonas. I just want to lay down. I am fine. I am generally fine. I have most of my dailies still intact. The problem is we took so much damage that my healing surges are spent. I can do one or maybe two more battles depending on how it goes, but after that I would be danger low, so to speak.
Well, I suppose if we put it in context of what we want to accomplish first and then decide.
Yeah.
What is it that we actually want to work on? Do we want to work together to do something, or do people want to do their own stuff?
I'd suggest we do our own thing for a little bit, whether that is rest or do things, and then see if we can't set up that trade route properly to transform this valley into the moneymaker that we hope it to be.
I have a vested interest in splitting off, and then we can head back down into the fucking Underdark and see if we can find the connection between here and Thunderhome.
I have no issue with that. That sounds fine to me. If that is the case, I think Verishix will take a long rest. You guys can not to do whatever you want, but
thank you for your permission.
You're welcome.
All right then. I suppose that means downtime.
Yeah,
is upon us.
Tyraxus will take a long rest, but he will call Runella Cold Brew to his chambers.
Oh sure, yeah.
Because he wants her to procure something for him. He wants her to buy a frost weapon.
Frost weapon.
Yes, it is a fairly common weapon that allows you to change your damage into cold damage, which is something I would like for Tyraxus.
Seems appropriate.
A +2 frost weapon would be ideal. I think it's 3,000 something gold.
All right. She can try to find something like that.
Yes.
Yes,
Bring me a frost weapon.
What is it like for Tilraxos to think of letting go of the money that he more than any of the dragons loves to count and savor in exchange for something?
He is he likes the gold a lot, certainly, but There's one thing he might like a little bit more, and that is inflicting horrible pain at other people. And this is something that will further his plans in that direction. And so, very begrudgingly, he will hand over 340 platinum pieces to her for ease of use.
He probably considers like giving her like 34,000 silver pieces, like all the silver that we've taken from like
so much silver, but you need a whole wagon to like cart that around. So.
Like all like these little like gifts we got from like the dead city that are like all in silver.
Like, pay in dead goods,
Yes, you currently have a connection to Tizir through her. She knows like a couple people.
Yep.
It's still not like her trade post is not like a magic weapon shop.
No, I know. That's why I'm putting in the buy order.
She can work on that. If you pay her now, and
I'll deduct the monies.
Then she will have it ready when she can.
Get it back to me before Paragon, or else.
There won't be hell to pay.
Level 22. Oh, here you have the frost weapon.
+2. And you're like,
great.
Looking at your +4 fire weapon, and you're like, well, shit.
Damn it.
Yeah, but you did establish a connection, so she can work on that without you needing to look over her shoulder.
Excellent. Then Tyraxus will settle down in his treasure chamber and have the were-serpent tell him jokes.
The were-serpent stands in the vacancy where all of that money was.
Yes, you better fill this up with laughter and joyfulness now, otherwise.
Fuming over both Malignus and Veristrix.
It's a hard life, but Phaedron is this makes sense. The were-serpent's internal anguish,
yes,
and fear is important.
It is, yeah.
It's like a gift you're giving to Winter.
And Tyraxus' own as well. What is with his goddamn siblings? Everyone is out to just annoy him constantly, or try to kill him.
Wow, I got prejudiced into everyone.
The only friend he has is Verduleth.
Phaedron will say that it is perhaps perhaps it is truly fortunate that they are out to get you,
yes.
because it is something to get used to.
I see. Yes.
There are many who will not be pleased with us rising in the court as we are planning to do.
Yes.
Right now, they accept us because we are below them, but once we become equals, they will likely be much more actively trying to stop us.
Tyraxus nods sagely to Phaedron. Makes so much sense.
Thank you, my lord.
Looks over to the were-serpent, waiting for a joke as his eyes narrow.
Yes, it's probably all bad jokes.
Oh, it's great though.
So 4 dragons walk into a tavern.
It's that like it's 101 nights, but he's gonna make jokes all night.
101 jokes.
He sits like, there every day, just like thinking, writing down, like my snake hands, curse them.
What do you call a camel in a drought? A dry humper.
Tyrax's eyes thin even more.
What didn't the melons get married? Because they can't elope.
That's good. That's good. You live for another day. Excellent. That's what Tyraxus is doing for now.
All right. Long rest though. Yeah.
Yep. I'll recharge my
any downtime action you want to pursue?
Yes.
I had something I was doing, I believe, somewhere. Did I finish that?
You are done with that.
You finished it.
The trade shop. You're good.
Yes, the Tyraxus trade
shop. Now the dwarves. I mean, if you want the trade route, getting those spiders gone.
Yes. All right. Tyraxus will crack his knuckles, tell the were-serpent to come along, and
it's like a traveling minstrel, like sharing jokes. It's
exactly.
Learn to sing,
What is were-serpent
singing? Brave Tilrexos.
It's he'll take the were-serpent. He'll take some of his archers with him, because they can shoot spiders up in the ceiling, and he'll go and root out some goddamn spiders.
Let's go hunting, he says.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean that's something you can pursue.
Yes.
How does he go about it?
Almost
Is it
seems like you're
easy thing to
directing
do?
traffic there.
Well, he's he is relaxing after all. This is a field test for his troops. So he will be hanging back and commanding his people to and fro, with bossing them around, basically intimidation. He's gonna
That works for me.
tell them what's what here. Let's see here.
Get them to be effective.
Someone has to.
Mhm.
Intimidate.
Meanwhile, the were-serpent's like, what do you call a cow with 2 legs? Lean beef!
He's a bard. I'm gonna give him a bard level at this point. It's encouraging words. 31.
Play the
That's a
mandolin.
very good story. He never wanted to be a bard, had
Yes.
no talent whatsoever, but a dragon forced him.
The dragon found his stupid joke in middle battle amusing, and from then on he was a bard. He needs like one of those hats with little
Yeah,
jingles
I mean, 3 beats the very most difficulty. So your minions, they want to work hard and you scare them, and probably you crush a lot of spiders in those 10 days. I mean, you come up
Yeah.
there just coughing up legs. It's the whole thing.
Real spider for everyone.
That will in a rush just do it.
Excellent.
Really. The spiders have been destroyed to the point where sure, there's a couple, but there's not enough to threaten anybody.
Well done, men. Draxus is
Yes.
pleased with you.
Those who were lost, we will forget them.
Yes, they weren't worth remembering anyway.
Were-serpent just like coughing up, webbing. Like, do you remember that joke I told you about my spine? It was about a week back.
This is great. Draxus.
Getting flashbacks to chest bones.
All right, that's Chilraklos down killing spiders. Varistrix, you were.
There's a few things I want to do.
Right, do you want a full rest first and foremost? Or do you want a
Yes.
draconic essence? Oh.
I would like a full rest.
Okay, well then take a full rest.
And a few things Verisix wants to do, but let's get his downtime activity out of the way.
All right.
He's calling carrion crawlers.
Yes.
So I will run this past you, but getting rid of them, you kind of need to know where they are. And so I was thinking perhaps Veristrix could use his perception to find the tracks of these crawlers back to their nests rather than killing them out in the open. So
that makes sense. Used to find the nests.
Yeah.
Dungeoneered. Thought he knew where they were. Now he's going to start looking.
Yeah. 25.
25 is pretty good. In fact, exactly the hard DC, which of the check, which completes it. Ta-da! It is done. He has rid the passage of most of its annoying carrion crawlers, and at least all the big ones. And there are still some small ones that can keep the bat population down, but
yes,
his people can travel that passage if they want to go get guano, which is why they wanted them gone to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
Now the hags can send the Dwargar to collect it for the fertilizing of them.
All right. Second thing Veristrix will want to do is fly to Tilraxos.
While he's hunting spiders?
Well, I'm assuming I can I it's not going to be like a what am I trying to say? I'm just going for a chat, so I don't know if that's.
Oh yeah, that's fine. I like the idea of it being while he's hunting spiders in this.
Oh yeah.
With I guess I imagine the Were Snake at this point have a jester's hat and a tambourine.
Yes.
He can hit you know.
Mm-hmm.
He has a carrion in his tail. Yeah.
Sure.
So just have him dancing about in the mist.
Yeah, he's cavorting and
That's the two dragons meet. I don't know. Tilraxos dressed up for hunting.
with his tweed suit on.
Tiberias and
Aye,
Guys
sir.
are cleaning up spider corpses for dinner.
Raxus is sitting there drinking some port. I imagine Verisix like peeks around a corner in a serpentine way.
Yeah. Calls out to Raxus.
Raxus, for a split second will, in a scything motion, like rip a spider apart and then turn around. He probably has a decent chunk of like spider gore on him. He's been down here killing a lot. There's a lot of dead spiders and like burnt things around here.
Yes.
His
Verisix.
eyes narrow slightly and says, "Yes, very strict."
Well, you seem busy, so I'll make this quick. I have a proposition for you. Considering I am proficient in the magical arts and you are proficient in... Verisix looks at all the minions under killing all those spiders and says, you seem to know your way with people. I would offer my services in exchange for the procurement of those materials. I know that Brunella has been working on something, and so I decided to, well, give you this agreement, so to speak.
Raxus cocks his head to the side and is like, "Uh-huh. Go on."
No doubt this is more for my benefit, considering I need all of this, but however, I can extend my service to you if you so wish as a courtesy for your use of your dear dwarf there.
Raxus nods slowly and says, "I am pleased that more people see the value of trade then. The others... Algrith is more interested in just making things than actually selling them or turning a profit. He just wants to see them used." Shakes his head. Verdolith, she likes things being delivered to her, but not much else.
We all have our plans on our scraps and scrapes. Pauses for a moment. However, beings such as us must recognize that there are more important things to worry about.
Nods and says, "I will instruct Runella to cater to your wishes, provided that, she is compensated. I am running a business."
I will provide whatever she needs to purchase these materials. Don't worry.
Good. Good.
I will leave you to your culling.
He nods. Yes. And he turns around and like spots a spider and then charges into the webs, disappearing in just a streak of cold and squashing sounds while the serpent dances after.
I mean, this place constantly has a lot of steam, so Rex is probably just constantly running with water as it condenses on him. Just constantly just wet.
Lord Tilraxos, have you ever tried to eat a clock? It's time consuming.
What is a clock?
A hag told me about it once.
Hag sorcery.
Yes, but Verisix will snake back around the corridor and then find his way back. However, he will provide Runella with a common list of rituals and mundane things that he would wish for his own maniacal desires, of course, as a evil purple dragon.
Mm-hmm. Horrible things.
Yes.
All right. I will add them to the list of things ordered.
Righto.
She's going anyway, so.
Yeah.
This here is a big city full of merchants. As long as you don't order things from far away, but buy them at like the price they cost here, at least you avoid the chance of pirates getting them. That's his biggest problem. Constant piracy.
Let's go pirate hunting, guys. Come on. That is just too good not to do. Dragon
That's,
attacking ships. Oh.
We should get a boat and sail to Cormier.
Yes. The sailing the dragon. No, you know what they say, that every time the DM wants to get you on a boat, it's a trap. But now we are the trap. Like some other DM has put these heroes on a boat, and now we're getting them.
Are we Trojan dragoning the
Imagine
pirates?
being like a party of adventurers and like 4 chromatic dragons to get
Pop on the water.
Oh,
Oh God!
get him, boys!
Player's nightmare.
I was saying,
I told you don't get on the boat, man. Just
Gaius and Tiberius fighting for who gets to stand on top of the crow's nest.
Oh,
yeah.
I need.
I mean, that said, has any of the dragons thought about moving? I mean, some of them have very, very nice places. For example, Valley sort of lives in an elevator of our restrictions.
Lives in an elevator.
That's rude. Well, the thing is with Veristrix is that, how will I phrase this? The physical doesn't really concern him because he can just decide to make whatever he wishes.
Mm-hmm, sure.
So, while it would be nice to have a more suitable place for perhaps his minions, it's a secondary concern.
Here's a
the right
question.
thing will come along. Yes, what's the question?
What would be the right thing? What is his ideal place?
Well, the deepest web of caverns that you could ever have, basically.
So a labyrinth.
Yeah, in a sense. No, the caverns in the Underdark are pretty good as caverns, but they're not quite suitable because they're.
All right, so a lot of corridors back and forth, crisscrossing, like a honeycomb thing.
Yeah.
But what would he put inside it? Like, it's just gonna be like empty caves, or like what does he like? What does he want around him?
Well, see, that's the thing. I don't know. Because I feel like Veristrix would rely more on constructs rather than like his own minion power, so to speak. You know what I mean? I don't think he has a particular. He has been thinking about perhaps dealing with the Illitids, Underdarkish creatures.
Dealing with or dealing with?
I'll let you think about that. Yes to both. Yeah, so Underdark creatures, weird things. Troglodytes were a thing. They didn't work out, so
they do smell terrible.
Yeah, they're pretty low grade in terms of like minions, but
it could be a dragon's entertainment for decades, if not centuries, to try and figure out what to put in catacombs. He might never be able to make up his mind. He fills it with something, he's like, no, that's dumb. Throws it down the memory hole, puts in something else. He puts another catacomb inside the catacomb for like nesting catacombs. He's like, no, that's dumb.
Yeah, Purple Dragons really like exploring, so the cave system itself would be like the excitement of the lair for him. So
makes like a tour ride.
Yeah, it's
I
like
love that idea.
Yeah, it's like welcome to Veristrix's roller coaster of death and destruction.
We are not responsible for the loss of any life.
Please keep all the limbs.
Show adventure.
Yeah.
Let's see what you can find.
You must be this tall to ride.
Welcome to Veristrix Mystery Dungeon.
It's a treasure hunt,
Like a happy.
I'm actually really entertained by the idea of like a dragon like creating like a tour ride, like go through this lair, expecting adventure.
Welcome. Again, it's a gift shop.
Yeah.
Well, there's your sign of, it's on the way out. If you make it that far.
I'm just
spend the money you stole from my hoard.
Yeah,
exactly.
Give back to the community.
See, that's why I want to own the weapon store in town and stuff. But yeah,
it's like an obnoxious donation box every second corner. Just
exit through the gift shop
aggressively.
Yeah.
There's Old Man Wizard plushies at the item
Oh,
shop.
I want one of those.
Did you like this puzzle?
You squeeze it and it
you
says
squeeze it,
everything.
and it's like nothing matters.
Just gives you some sort of cryptic, nonsensical riddle.
Fortune cookie style.
That's great. Anyway, back to more
See,
serious
that's a
matters.
plan. Now we're talking. Yeah, I'm just asking because very strict proclivities are fairly unknown. As he said, he's down his hole a lot. We don't know what's going on down there.
That's a project of him, and might also be a project with the player playing him. Who knows?
Sure. I just imagine his tail poking out and him giggling down there, like unseen
Smoke
fun.
coming out of the cave.
Yeah.
Yeah, what about Tilraxis though? Does he like the quarry? I mean, he can certainly build something there. It is a good foundation.
The quarry is a place where he will have a stronghold to watch over this valley. It will be the trading post. It will be the fort that guards the trading route. Everything will like come and go from this place. Is it where he will have his final lair? Probably not. What he really would like is that like cloud giant like flying fortress. That's perfect. That is exactly what he wants. High up in the storms, like ancient grand structures. That is what he likes. He likes art. He likes artwork and stuff like that, and architecture. Grand edifices to his greatness, and to have like a sky castle. That's like the best thing he can think of.
He's get rid of all the people who have it right now.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's a long-term goal. He's a blue dragon. He's associated with winter, which is odd for him, but he likes storms. He likes big open skies. Like somewhere like a storm-wrecked island with like a tall mountain on it or something would be great. Like out in the bay. But yeah, and then a lot of strongholds and like places to keep his armies and mercenaries and hobgoblins and all this, like keep the iron grip.
He wants to be a giant, really.
He wants to be a dragon king. And that's what he wants to be. He wants to
That's the
rule.
reason the two races clashed a lot.
Yeah, no, he like when Valguth came back with the information of the giants in the mountains, he internally he was like, oh no, this needs to be handled at some point. Like clearly we can't live here with these giants. It's just because the ancient history is just too much. Dragons and giants have clashed for forever. So yeah, no, high up, grand structures, storms. That is his ideal place. This is just a placeholder for now.
I feel bad for the dwarves. That's an engineering nightmare. Like stormy high places and the structures. Like,
well,
geez.
it's used for you maneuver it with weird storm magics usually. It's not like a big propeller on it.
Well, now you have to have a big propeller.
I mean, you could have like a sort of a mad engineered Tesla thing going on. That
like
would
a
be
flying
cool.
sky fortress.
Yeah, clockwork dragon fort.
Yeah.
Just just shoots lightning and stuff. Generate your own storms, certainly. The sky's the limit, quite literally. Can be some dark corners for all the dark fate to slink around it.
All right. Against Vertilith, anything to weigh in with?
In terms of activities, there is a thing or two Valinov would like to get done.
He also may have been interested in the whole moving thing, the whole lair thing. That discussion question thing.
I'm honestly not sure what I would answer to that.
All right.
Like I've got mixed feelings.
All right.
Like very, very mixed feelings.
Verlith finds this biome tolerable at best. She would not want to live here at all. This stupid Serpent Valley thing. Like this would be cool if this whole isolated location, it was just like entirely a temperate forest instead. Like beautiful like evergreens or whatever all over the fucking mountain range. But that's not what this is.
No,
this is
much more dry.
Yeah, it's a sandy desert hell with like flash floods that turn it into like a muddy quagmire. No thanks.
Like, don't get me wrong. I don't think any of us, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think any of us intended these layers to be our permanent ones. So They were just a temporary. We need to stay somewhere. This is the most suitable right now. So
as we enter into Paragon tier, I'm strong leanings towards moving towards Gulfmere Forest. Her parents live there, and she feels some sort of connection to that through draconic memory.
Sure.
Yeah, to maybe put my thoughts into actual words, I see Velignov as a bit of a character who likes targets of opportunity. Something good shows up, I reckon he'd be quick to make a potentially hasty decision. But so far, the place he's found in the Underdark is great, and so far that, well, it had the Aether, it had the equipment he needs to busy himself in his off time, and it's also close to the center of our lives, as it were, the tomb that will eventually become relevant once more. So it has all those things going forward. However, I have been eyeing like the weird floaty islands in the southwest, which were rumored to have some valuable metals floating in them. That sort of thing. But it would be hard to give up this place because it's just so convenient that it has so much stuff. Once he has the ability to, in a reasonable time frame, construct or rather reconstruct what he needs, I can see him moving, like, out and about. Not really settling down anywhere. There isn't a convenient, like, doom volcano anywhere, which would be perfect.
Yeah, most of those are taken already anyway, so...
Yeah, maybe he'll need to free one. But there isn't one nearby.
No, not really.
Maybe he needs to make one. That's a goal.
Make a volcano?
What?
Now that's a project. We need to make an adamantine drill and start drilling down.
Yeah.
Why is this?
Guys, the adamantine drill, get it. Alright, so more pertinent things, I suppose. So before I derailed you, Sheep, from your downtime musings.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if we're still on that topic or if we're...
No, we're still in downtime.
All right.
Do you want a full rest or a draconic essence?
No, Velignov needs to rest a bit.
Okay.
Recuperate. Like he's a sturdy fellow who likes to push himself, but at some point it's no longer pushing himself, it's being stupid. He's not stupid, despite popular opinion.
But only in his destruction will he be able to understand himself.
Not in his destruction. Like what's the point?
He can't learn anything when he's dead.
Yeah, he just needs to, get close on occasion. That's enough to test himself.
Death is only the beginning of a new adventure called hell.
You're on fire with these.
Is that what Gandalf said at the end of the books? I think.
Yes.
Oh,
You know that boat they took at the end?
Oh, this is going to a place with a lot of brightness. Yes.
Let's hunt some orc and then go into Avernus or whatever. Sorry, Sheep, continue.
I don't mind. Where were we? Downtime, I think.
Yeah.
Yes.
Velignov would like to poke his head into the northern landscape. We have a decent idea of what's east of us with the centaurs and elm and the little lake there. But I don't think we've ever really gone north. We have gone south, Velignov did that last session. West would be another interesting place, but considering there's dwarfs there. Now, let's go north.
All right, he wants to go out of the valley to the dam and then north and just take a look around. So what exactly is he looking for? Just you want a description of the things that I hear? Just anything particular he's sort of trying to accomplish?
Ideally, a small hamlet of about 200 people with large pastures, unguarded completely, with the most dangerous thing being farmers that he can just snatch up while he munches on a cow. That would be his ideal thing he finds. Ideally also isolated to the point where nobody will ever notice or hear that he was there, but probably getting too specific at this point. Really, like, it's pretty close though, like potential targets where he could procure people from for his lizard folk. Just general more adventure towns and potential threats. That sort of thing, really.
All right. I mean, it's easy. You're going out on a flight, taking a look around, trying to get an idea of what's going on. Yeah, it's you've done it. You've surveyed other things before. You know how this works. How does he go about it? Endurance.
Pretty much the same strategy, yeah.
Let's see if you can manage it.
I don't think endurance is going to help him identify the adventurer locales and the hotspots of danger.
Keep flying. Never stop.
I mean, endurance does help him to cover area, but it's true, it doesn't really give him insight.
Like you mentioned what you wanted to do, and endurance as the skill does not help you. Like, you could go all the way to the Lake of Dragons and still not have a good sense of what you actually wanted.
What about insight to get an idea of what the town he might be flying over really is about, whether it's just poor farmer's village or a trade hub? That's insight is about social interaction, and that's certainly something you can observe from a distance.
Generally, the skill you use when you ask what's really going on.
Yeah.
So yeah, sure. Why not?
What secret does this town hold? Is there another dragon bone smith for some reason?
What secret this town hold? What is the dark
Well, there's only one way to learn the truth.
It's true. That's step 2.
How well you can get along doing this.
But Elm has secrets under its tree, and then Worm's Hamlet had the dragon bone smith. 21.
All right, that is a moderate order, which means he doesn't complete it entirely, but he does make significant progress in checking out the north. Perhaps he goes to Tizir, sees in the distance the large sort of trade city. It's big. It's clearly wealthy. It's got a nice wall. Lots of a big harbor with lots of people in it. I don't know exactly how he would tell, but he's a dragon. He probably has an idea of humans and their nest sizes. But the city of Tizir has about 50,000 people. It swells even higher, might even be higher, as it looks like there's sort of recently built large slums around the city, even outside the walls, as the city's population is swelling. As it is one city that still has its harbor in water, which has sort of made it grow a lot. Lots of business, labor is very cheap. Certainly desperate people, plenty these days. Going further west from there, you can see more like those little villages he's looking for along the coast, but they're abandoned. A lot of them are now half a kilometer from the coast or even further, to the point where they basically have been unable to sustain themselves on trade or fishing or anything anymore, and people have left them. They really lie fallow. Some of them might have bandits in them or something like that, but nothing too exciting really. Towards the mountains in this sort of central area, it's really mostly a large plain. Once, perhaps, as he looks around, there were more of these small villages and such, but it seems like banditry has been bad up here. To the point where he finds burned down homesteads and villages. And perhaps it makes more sense to him why there's so many goddamn refugees in these refugee camps, sort of outside of the dam, because a lot of people have been displaced. Things have been bad, very bad. As he continues, he sees perhaps the edge of Pros here, a ruined city of quite a significant size too. It used to be a merchant city, but at this point it's ruins with whatever bandits and scum that still stay in it. It lost access to the sea by a huge amount, a huge margin, and so it basically lost its purpose as a trade port. People go to Tizir instead. Elvis Salt, he flies across it. He's a big. Is he trying to stay like hidden, unseen? Does he care?
I mean, he should, but he won't.
All right.
Like he won't pay too much attention to it, but he'll not intentionally show himself.
Just the big shadow, flying with the sun in his back, sort of spread out across the land. Makes him look so big. I mean, Elvis Salt appears to be a large city. No wall really seems to be growing fast enough that has been impractical to construct. Built around sort of a central hill. It's got like farmland surrounding it. Perhaps like 10,000 people. It's not a small town, certainly. It's a city by its own right. Lots of markets. It's quite clear that it's where the road basically splits if you want to go south or if you want to go north towards either Cormier or Erebor. It's a good wealthy city. People sort of look at the dragon flying around up there. He's definitely seen, but exactly what might be going on, I mean, he hasn't completed his objective yet. He's taken a look, but there's more to go find out. Perhaps particularly about Elvis Salt, there might be something that he's not picking up on.
Come back.
Altisir is certainly swelling from influx of people, making labor cheap, and being one of the only trade ports left here, except for Westgate. Nobody wants to go to Westgate. So that city has some very wealthy and very happy merchant lords these years. They praise the spell plague, bringer of prosperity.
All right, good to know.
All right, then. We have one dragon left.
No nap time for me. I'll be the only dragon who does not have such a nap.
All right. You want a draconic essence?
I mean, those are pretty neat.
I mean, they're just laying there, right? Yeah.
Well, as for the goal I'm going to be pursuing during the 10-day, it should be something I vocalize, and it'll build off on what I ended up doing last time. Fertilith wants to send messages, but she also just wants to have fun. She wants to be entertained, amused, That's her birthright.
Mm-hmm.
And she also wants to learn more about this Amrath. And what better way to learn about Amrath than by watching him hunt? So, she's got a proposition. Amrath, he's busy in his current, pursuit. It's understandable, right? He's pretty dedicated to that, and she understands. And may not want to tear himself away from it too much, but, he could probably deserves to get out and stretch his legs some. Relax, crack his bones, think free and clear. And what better way to do that by hunting? So, here's the thing. Like, she wants to go with Amrath to the other side, the northern side of the plague camps. More and more refugees are coming down these plague camps all the time. What she wants to do is find groups of these refugees who are coming in, and any of them who have spell scars, kill them. She doesn't greatly know how to identify these things, so Amrath can be a great teacher of who exactly is spell scarred or not. And all of these bodies will be taken, and she will stack them to the southwest of like Elm, basically. So like on the horizon, like you could see Elm in like the Great Tree. She wants to stack every spell-scarred body that she kills, rotting and decomposing there, and not eat them at all. So that Elm will eventually be able to see it, and who knows, if any of the cultists come out towards Elm, they'll be able to see it too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The reason why she's not going to be getting healed, though, is because she's going to have a rip-roaring good time fucking, like, pouncing on spell-scarred people, because she doesn't want them to transform the land, it's kind of like a Psyker thing with, like, Warhammer, and, like, any of these potential, like, spell-scarred individuals could have sort of, like, horrid, like, far realm entity come out of them, and they all want to spread and share that. Like, the Harpies want to do that a little, too, and she's not okay with that, but these other entities, like, there's just so many of them.
Mm-hmm.
Someone's got to rein them in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
who better to come along and do this than Amrath?
Yeah.
Just making he wants to come. I mean, if he doesn't want to come.
So he will go
Yeah.
to do something like that. Probably bring a couple bodies back with him. He needs them for something. But yeah. So the goal of what you're trying to do here is create animosity.
I guess I'm not even sure though whether like if it does that as a byproduct of that, great. But Vertlith wants to be entertained, and so I guess she's kind of like wanting to see like what happens when she does this thing. The people of Elm might go like, "Why is a green dragon stacking all these bodies next to our village? That's really horrible." And you know, if the plague like the roving bands of whoever comes up to spread the gift, like, why is this all happening? And they might go to investigate and see all the bodies are being hauled towards Elm. What the hell does that mean? It's sort of like how like a typical like green dragon mindset comes into. She just wants to fuck around with like the political like machinations and see what happens for like her own like fiendish delight.
All right. I don't think that there's really a dice roll in there needed to do that. These refugees are pitiful, and even the ones who have spell scars, the ones who know how to use those sort of things are not the people going here.
Right.
They might learn how to do such things later when they get taught or brought into a community, but right now they're pathetic, absolutely pathetic.
And Vertlith and Amrath want to 100% prevent them from learning how to do them, which is why we're here.
They can butcher them. Amrath taking his bear form every now and then. Sometimes if someone tries to flee, he will rip up bloody thorns from the ground to block their passage and rip them to threads.
How much pleasure does Amrath get out of this?
He's not like, to him. This is a
duty.
I was about to say this is Tuesday. In a way, I think that what he takes pleasure in is not fighting these things. They're not really difficult for him to fight. Like there's no threat.
Yeah,
they're just it's like slaughtering cattle, right?
Yeah,
and that doesn't really push him to his edge.
Right. It's not really a hunt. Like there's nothing interesting in it.
No, you're not really trying to find anyone. It's just kind of butchery, really. And you know, the reason these people lived to begin with is that they had cities and communities that could sort of foster them, right? So really, these people are a product of a broken system that he does not believe is actually good for anything.
It's not their fault, but we have to fix the problem.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like you know, whatever. They shouldn't be alive already. Like they shouldn't be here. This is a mistake to begin with, and all they can do is really fix other people's problems. That's not really. He does like seeing Vertlith fight, though. Like you know, probably might. Yeah, because Vertlith is a big fucking dragon with all sorts of powers, and he delights in big monsters doing terrible things. It is kind of a holy thing, though again, he does feel like she's wasting her potential.
Yeah. You know, Vertlith feels exactly the same way that Amrath does. They're actually like in alignment here. That Vertlith, like the joy that she's going to get is not even remotely from this. Like she's not even eating them, but in like what it may end up causing, like indirectly. But she has a vested interest in watching Amrath fight. You know, as someone who worships Valar, and so you know their eyes meet on the battlefield.
He looks away. The bear.
That's great.
Yeah, he doesn't have a bear right now. He doesn't have a companion. But he's looking to make some horrible tree monsters. So you know, it's all in good time.
Vertlith imagines that part of the reason why Amrath has gone into like such like a tailspin of like, you know, like his change in personality might be because he lost his companion.
It got burned alive, he will say. By the plague things.
Yeah, it sounds pretty bad. Yeah,
there was no real fight in it, and that he does not like. That said, you know, they spend some time together. He'll mention perhaps to Vertlith that you know, she seems her interest in Millar, where that comes from. You know, is it because she believes in the tenets, or?
You know, she has a vested interest in learning more about Millar, and Amrath is the only one she's met who, you know, she could regard as someone who could dispense this knowledge of Millar. Like what she knows is kind of like rooted in like her draconic, like sort of like pool of knowledge, but isn't like direct like in her lifetime in the years that she's been alive. But yeah, I think like her sort of mindset and attitude would, based on what Grimmeth knows about Malar, would actually align with Malar's dogma.
Yeah, he'll tell a little bit more, and he's again will tell why exactly he sort of cares. Generally, as a druid, religion was never his like forte. However, the Emerald Enclave has after the Spell Plague. Before the Spell Plague, they were pretty ruthless. After here, they have sort of lost like much of the Gulfmere Forest to like plague horrors from Starmantle, and people are not really sure how to deal with it. There's basically a large rift within the druidic community. Before it was sort of a live and let live community. You could sort of be a druid in your own way, do your own thing. Not really huge need to be sort of a go out and crusade, if you will. However, another thing that happened during Spellplague was a divine realignment, basically. Gods were thrown about, the chaos, some of their realms collapsed and whatnot. And as it happens, the great forest father, the oak father, if you will, the sort of the neutral god of nature. He's all about just trees and birds and stuff. Has sort of taken dominion over the Enclave and really all of nature. And under him now lies Millar. Millar before had a greater power, right? He was sort of an equal. While now he's been put in the same place as other druidic deities with vastly different philosophies, which has really thrown the whole community into a bit of a, people with different philosophies now try to strive to make theirs more prominent, more dominant, to expand.
Whereas Sylvanus's portfolio now includes both the kind-hearted aspects of nature and the cruel aspects of nature.
Yes, everything from the horrible storms of the sea to sort of the nice peaceful doves. Life and death in both hands, and it is tearing up their community a little bit to have such different perspectives, all brought in under the same leadership. Right now, their leader though is someone who is more Malar oriented.
Okay.
But of the Enclave, but there is. Amrith will fear that there is a tendency between many of the druids to give up such things, to compromise with themselves and to align with civilization, believing that civilization has a greater chance to defeat the plague-changed monsters and whatnot.
Which is why he feels so alone out here and that he won't be getting help from the Enclave to do this.
Yeah, no, they're too busy. And if he called upon his own people, he would just be taking more of his alignment people away from the sort of the Enclave, and that's not really. He doesn't like that. He would rather send the other people out, right?
Yeah.
Then of course they gather the other people. It's something he's frustrated. Effectively, he thought things were going great before, but this whole spell plague's kind of ruined a lot of good things. That said, he definitely believes in the tenets by heart. And if Verdolith does as well, he will even, offer a little bit of a sort of a, well, if she wants to please Millar watches, especially creatures like him and her who are, hunters.
Mm-hmm.
There is one enemy that Millar sort of holds higher than most others, who he has now been put on the same pedestal as, and who is very prevalent in this region. And that is Nobanian, the Lord of Lions, who believes in the nobility of nature and in that nature should, in fact, not hunt, but protect people and cities and civilization.
Nonsense.
And it makes no sense to him. And he believes, in fact, that it is horrible heresy and that it should ideally be removed. Should Verdolith be willing or wanting to gain the favor of Millar the Hunter, and maybe do something that's a little more worthy of her time than this, he'll point her towards a hill on the other side of the lake. It's a place that is holy to Lobanian, and the Wimics of the plains sometimes come this far north to sort of check on it, but not too often, and their numbers have dwindled too, given this whole Centaur War situation. They seem heavily distracted. So if something was to go on there, that place could be realigned to be focused on Millar instead, perhaps. That might
sounds
be.
really, that sounds really intriguing to her. Yeah,
that sounds like something that maybe reveal it on map there. Strange hill. Something she could take a look at. He hasn't been that close. He knows that when he went to proclaim his beliefs, a large fiery beast came from within the hill, and he retreated rather than to test his luck. He was not willing to die for that. He had a bigger purpose to deal with. But yeah, that hill certainly looks at him from across the water, and is a symbol of what he does not think this place.
All right. Yeah. Yeah, that very intrigues her. Welcome back, Jonas. Was just hearing Druid story time. He didn't miss much.
That intrigues me as well. Although I'm not present, so I can't be.
And so then after our wonderful time together, you just cut to this corner, this cinematic view of Vertolith stacking all these rotting bodies that she would not eat and barely touch, cordwood effectively, on the horizon from Elm. You see the great tree all in the distance.
Yeah. Just think rot. While people watch. Something about Elm has changed a little bit. Where before it sort of was peaceful, now it seems like there's active lookouts at the edges of the city. Beyond that, sort of as we get a long distance view peering towards it from a distance, over Vertolith as he sort of piles bodies, we can see a purple banner with a dragon on it, sort of waving. Having been set as a standard outside the city.
I think Vertolith would ask Millar what that banner represents.
Millar does not answer, but his person here, Amrath, will look up.
Shit. That was nicely done. I was like, wait, what?
and will sort of scoff and say that that is the sigil of the kingdom of Cormyr. The purple dragon. He shakes his head. He does not like Cormyr. They're about as much of an antithesis to Millar as you can get.
Yeah. Okay. But this actually it doesn't upset Vertolith. It actually kind of pleases her because it's a natural ramification of the actions that she took. Good. That does it for me. She'll go off to roll around in the fucking hills or whatever and go play with goats. Something more fun.
Yeah.
She can eat those.
Yeah. Good. That is that's everyone then.
Yep.
10 days have gone. You've accomplished things, done things, and good times were had by all. So, who instigates, if you will, the draconic reconvergence?
Well, I suppose who which of the dwarves would be most interested in getting? What was it? The dwarves under Tilraxos, or was it the some that?
Yeah, a refresher. The dwarves under Tilraxos under Miss Colbrew came here looking for a way to the Underdark originally, when their caravan was raided by the Serpentine Earl. They lost sort of their goods. The plan was to take goods, the valuable goods, a lot of celestial cats, to Thunderhome by going through a rumored passage that was said to lead from this valley to the other side under it. They might have at the time underestimated the distance or the difficulty of such a trek, but they certainly were in no shape after that. They holed up in an old tomb where a lot of their expedition, having come here before them, they were down trading while the others were basically set to investigate the Underdark, instead made a cult of spell-scarred dwarves and holed up in an old tomb. So they didn't really have the manpower or anything, or the goods, and you kind of found them at their lowest. And yeah, they still have an idea. They would like to get this done. I mean, Renella kind of hopes that this whole thing with Tyraxus is a bid for her to become a fabulously wealthy merchant in the valley. I mean, that was always the plan. But, I mean, right now she basically works, taking her little caravan to Tessier to shop for you all. The other dwarves are a clan with an old clan mother whose son is a little bit this son at least, he has a lot of them, is a bit strange, but she still wants him to accomplish something with his life. She's tiger mothering him to go do something important rather than just sit and draw bridges in his study room.
Right.
Old dwarves dream of architecture after infrastructure. But yeah, there's a tale of an old ancient hold the dwarves found once below these mountains, of fabulous silvery riches and of great trait roots, and those things have led her here as a venture, because she hoped she could find this hold, establish her clan here, join more dwarves. There are many dwarves these days looking for a new adventurous place to settle. And then maybe, just maybe, get her revenge on Elm, a city that scorned her in her youth. Yeah, they're interested in making a connection, but they're more here for the ancient hold to be established. In short, all the dwarves want it, but both groups kinda they're busy, right?
Yeah.
Doing other things, but yes, they both are very into it. The real numbers are on sort of, if you will, Valignith's dwarves side. They're the ones that have people, because you kind of killed all the ones that Brunella had. They became skill-scarred. All her wonderful boulders got killed. Did that answer your question?
Yeah, very succinctly. Thank you.
Okay.
So basically, it would boil down to Verishix is doing his own stuff. Redlitz is off gallivanting with the druid, so it would probably be one of you two that would bring it up then, considering they are areas of interest of your own people, both. So.
Sure.
Valignith, there's no more spiders. Tyraxus took care of that. They would, I mean, definitely, take the time to go and see if they can claim this dock and build some boats. They want to go and see if they can sail. They can, the ancient hold is out there. They could sail there right now.
Yeah, how
Very
about
exciting to them.
Don't yet, because things are dangerous and you are few.
Beyond that, there's one more thing that you'll be told has happened, and that is one of the harpies will approach Verdlith.
Yes. Yeah.
And just having seen this killing that's gone on to the north, and what she's been doing, and will inquire as to why exactly the spell-scarred humans must die.
Verdlith, or I had thought that this might come up, and I had thought maybe to visit them at some point. I'm so glad they preempted me. Verdlith will reply that the bodies of these humanoid creatures are too weak to contain the song, whereas the harpies are majestic and powerful and can properly employ it and share it with others.
Yeah, the harpy will then, nodding. You're not going to contradict a dragon.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to live, at least they have that much sense. Will however suggest that perhaps, even the weak humans can be empowered by what is there to be known. They say that in this camp there is a man who can offer the gift and strengthen it in anyone. She'll say that she knows that some of the harpies have visited and listened to his speeches. She doesn't know exactly who, but the word says that he makes a lot of good points. A lot of sense has been said. The voices echo strongly in him. And the humans whom he has touched are certainly made to be formidable.
Okay.
Perhaps it would be better if she might suggest a visit, a talk, maybe even an alliance. Just think of the sorts of things a spell-scarred kingdom outside the walls could bring. Security, wealth. Harpies certainly feel like they have been doing great in aiding you. Why should it be so different for another group, much like them?
Well, currently, Verlith would then elaborate. Serpent Valley is a mountain range. Harpies are wonderful creatures who can fly. Everyone in the refugee camp can't. The ground is currently very muddy, and the goats themselves get stuck and die. So any two-legged entities incapable of flight, harder for them to be of use. The were-rats can actually tunnel through the mud, and so they don't have any problems. Do these powerful entities in the refugee camp, are they able to tunnel through that? Are the individuals so touched able to soar with power without wings?
The Harpy does not have an answer for that. And will leave, though the sentiment certainly is there that the Harpy would rather see a coexistence with these people. And some of the Harpies have been visiting, and they say very nice things about this mayor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Neither Grimmeth nor Vertilith is particularly surprised. She's left to ruminate. I was like, her dragonborn servant tries to entertain or fan her in some way. He's currently dressed up as a goat, has horns, goat horns, roped to his head. It amuses her.
He just hopes that he can help you take over the world in a quick and fast and easy manner so that people may suffer less from your inevitable conquest.
That's what it is, because how much he fucking hates dragons.
He does not, he believed that they could be stopped, but he now believes that they cannot be stopped. It's inevitable, and so he must help make it as painless for the most people as possible. By fanning the dragon.
Wonderful education.
A happy and full dragon is less likely to.
No, but I'll consider that, and I'm glad the Harpy said something, because that's something that was certainly on my mind.
Yeah, there's certainly also less of them around now. Maybe some of them have strayed far and visited. Yeah. That said, the dragons can meet up to go do things.
Yeah, I think it'll be Validness who will look for whoever's closest, really, which I assume would be Verlith. If he can find her.
You'll find her on that same mountain slope that Tilraxus's keep overlooks. She's currently got a large log in her hands. She's pitching a goat up into the air with one claw, and then trying to hit it in the air with the other, holding the log.
Validness will basically land in eyesight, a odd distance away, perhaps just watching and see how long it takes for Verlith to get annoyed.
Well, as Verlith was compared in the very first session to a cat, her patience in this particular session is infinite.
And after like 10 minutes of Veliknev visibly getting more eager to just break his little experiment here, eventually does move forward and says, Hey, Veliknev.
Hello, Veliknev. Such a pleasure to see you.
Crunch.
I see that you're very busy. On the other hand, we have a project that might make, well, supposedly at least Telrexos very wealthy, which, now that I think about it, doesn't really sound as appealing anymore. However, we do want this valley to become important. I believe that benefits all of us.
She rotates her head, like puts the log down and says, "This isn't about the giants, is it?"
Well, no, not exactly.
All
It
right,
is about
continue.
the Underdark, the way west.
She snorts.
Abandoned dwarven holes full of whatever they left behind, as well as the mysteries that lie within the waters there. However, we will just ignore those for the time being and just head west. It'll be probably not easy. Maybe easy. I don't know what's there. Exciting, isn't it? No, it's not. Well, I should have tried that with Veristrix. I think he would have fallen for it.
Vertilif shakes her head, not even having given the time to respond before Veliknev made a choice, and she's all right with that. Vertilif says, "Well, I did have an interest in this, to the extent that I pursued opening this damn passage after it had been found. And if we're going to be ignoring the hold down there and leaving that alone for the time being, and just seeing whether that path connects with Thunder Hamlet or Stormy's village, or yeah, I'm willing to do that. I hate the Underdark, but sure, I can take a journey with you. And the other two, if they're still alive."
I would assume they are. I think we'd feel it if they died.
Verla says, "I'm not willing to try that out."
That would be difficult. Maybe we
For
can
a
get one of
test.
them close to see if something happens.
They haven't already been close?
Maybe not close enough.
You think about that.
I shouldn't. I'll just get ideas.
That's never stopped you before.
Oh, you don't know how much I've stopped myself.
You're right, I don't know.
You don't want to know either.
That's probably true.
Very well. I'll look for the others then. I will look for them.
She looks over towards Tilraxus's keep, and she roars in the direction of it.
Somewhere, a were serpent jerks it to attention. He's on guard duty today. Needs a break from all the jokes. And he will scuttle inside to relay the message.
As behind the were-serpent off in the distance is a green dragon, carrying a log and a claw flying for the keep.
Oh,
You'd
God.
think that Veristrix would already know that we want him here. However omniscient he likes to present himself. I better not point that out once I go to him to get him.
Vertilif calls back, I'm sure he appreciates a good visit with proper decorum and etiquette."
So not Veliknev then.
I've decided that I've caught nothing of what you just said. And then Veliknev will go fetch Veristrix.
Well, you'll find Verstrix actually outside for once, bringing some goats back to throw into the owlbears. So he will probably catch you on the way.
He has his
and
apron
stop
on.
mid mid stride with a goat squealing in his mouth, and drop it and go. Yes, Malignant? I presume you want me for something. Well, of course you want me for something. You want me to go somewhere, right? Or do something for you.
Oh, keep going. This is interesting.
Let me guess. Well, the only thing of interest would be you want me to go down, because why would you come talk to me unless you had something I'd be interested in? Right?
Well, you're not even close, but keep going.
No, I'm quite done now. As he doffs his head and fires the goat into the back of the cave. Turns back and says, "Look, whatever it is, Malignant, I'll come with you. You can fill me in on the way. I don't really have the time to pretend or present myself in a way that, let's just say, trying to get information out of you is best just to go. So let's go, wherever we're going."
I appreciate how easy that was. Just follow.
Verstix adjust his glasses.
Verstrix knows the drill by now when Veligna comes.
And I assume the four of us will meet up somewhere, presumably at the entrance to the Underdark.
I mean, they can go through Verstrix's lair if that's the quickest way. I can't remember what the quickest way is, but
We're going west. We might as well fly on the surface.
sure.
Yeah, I'm 100%.
There's that annoying passage that connects sort of the eastern Underdark and the western Underdark. Unless you want to fly around like the watery area, there's a narrow passage where you can sort of barely fly and have to walk through sludge full of like stinging and blood-sucking parasites and what seems to be like some feral were creatures slithering and crawling about.
Yeah, I'd rather go through the promised passage. It's still promised. It will always be promised 2,000 years from now.
Works for me.
From the steamy caverns and down to the empty pier, where now dwarves are doing things. Sort of gathered there, scowling out over the dark waters, looking at those lights they can sort of see floating slightly, moving, blinking out there, almost callingly to them.
I think on our way there, Burliv's going to notice the lack of being assaulted by spiders. So, who cleared these?
I don't know. They just
Verstrix
disappeared.
Verstrix looks at Tilraxos, doesn't say anything.
Draxus is like picking his teeth for a spider leg. I needed to let off some steam. Looks into the steamy cavern.
I was going to say
What
you
is it
took my
with you
bad
guys?
joke from me.
What is it with your
He
puns
stole
today,
that from
guys?
the snake.
You heard the bear serpent say it, and it's just...
There's like a huge indentation of Tilraxos' like head with like a horn like embedded.
Lightning scarring up the wall.
Merlin says, "Oh, well, excellent. I'm sure those little dwarves appreciate it."
Draxus looks at them. Do they seem to appreciate it?
The ones building boats seem to work hard and fast.
Draxus narrows his
How do you
eyes.
interpret that?
He's
That's almost like
somehow-
appreciating, not wasting your time.
He's sort of cocking his head to the side. He thinks maybe there should be more appreciation going on here, but he's fine. Let it slide for now.
Whose dwarves are those?
I mean, really, the way he did it was he commanded them to do it. So,
I mean,
really,
yeah.
like
you know.
none of the dwarves at the pier would be owned by anyone because those are under the clan that came to help. Like they're the ones that Valignant befriended.
Yeah, I mean, those are what you would say, like Valignant's dwarves. But really, I mean, they're here for their own purpose, and they're working together with them to achieve that
I mean,
purpose.
it's semantics, really.
Mm-hmm.
For a dragon, it's semantics, yeah.
Yeah.
For
them, it's like
I mean-
individuality, right? And whatever. Whatever.
I mean, for a dragon, it's more like I can't envision something that isn't mine. I mean, everything I survey
they
is mine,
certainly
right?
spanked those adventurers with a dive boar when they came visiting. So,
Yes, it did.
you could say that's pretty committed when you defend a dragon's lair from
Yeah.
good aligned invaders. But yeah, I mean, it's all a means to an end. They want this ancient hold out there. They want to get it, want to live in it. They want to make it grand, and yeah. so tense, so close. They can almost touch it.
Verlith says, "We're not doing anything with them, right? To the other dragons, we're just flying away." That's what you said, Valignith?
I mean, I don't think they would be very useful.
Great. She waves a claw off in in the westerly direction or whatever. Let's go then, between the wall and that ancient hold thing.
So should we take a look at that hold, or should we try to find the passage?
Verlith
Now
says,
that we might as well.
Verlith says, "No, we've already had a look at the hold. We agreed not to clear it out at this time.
But
Unless
it's on the
we're
way.
changing. It's not on the way.
It could be on the way.
I don't want it to be on the way. I didn't come down here to do that. That's not what you told me.
But now that you are down here,
I will leave."
Sorry, I can't hear you. Verstrix is already flying up the river.
well, let's find out where he is going, shall we?
Rex is just sitting there staring blankly ahead.
Till Raxus is not at home right now. Please leave a message.
He wishes he could fast forward this part of the show.
All right, we press the fast forward button as all of us take flight.
Oh boy. Let's fly.
Yes.
You certainly can fly, because there's many places to fly to. Many directions, really, which is uncharacteristic for the Underdark. That's it. You seem to have a pretty fair one in mind.
Best.
Too much problem. You can make your way.
This supposed direction that the water is going to take us towards Thunderhome or whatever.
Oh yes, the water is indeed flowing, and it's flowing actually at fairly good speed. Probably some water from the Sea of Fallen Stars is draining into this place, because it certainly wouldn't be this high waters or this fast flowing if it wasn't refilling from somewhere. But yes, there's lots of water. Oh no.
Great. If I were an aquatic dragon, I'd be thrilled. And go hang out with the aboleth or whatever.
Yeah, I need a dragon so I can. Does anyone have a dragon copy they can just post on here? Put it in there.
Yes.
I need a dragon to reveal.
Done.
To reveal land, or not land, water, cave system. Oh,
Area.
Look at that.
Area. I like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. More.
Manipulate my body, God.
It's what I'm here for.
Well,
What we're all here for.
My personal chiropractor.
As the dragons fly for quite a distance over just water, fast flowing, dark water, until they basically get to an area that will bring us out of your map and further down. The distance continues at quite a slant. It begins to be what you'd call a bit of a rapids area. But looking at the direction and looking at the Dragon Coast map, you're pretty sure that this will eventually just go down into the large undersea that is well known to be under sort of the what was once the Shining Plains here. This is the way. You could continue here if you desired to, but I think at this place you will see signs of what basically like campfires, remains and the like of the furthest out Thunderhome exploring patrols. You could continue at it yourself, but that would be like a long-term goal thing. I mean, it's not really a place you want to hang out too much. There's dirty, dank caves. But yeah, you can consider this passage to be explored and found.
Great.
It's water. There's lots of water. Watery tunnels. that lead to water.
Well then.
It's definitely a sea route to Thunderhome, but yeah.
Vertilith will immediately be like, great, the dwarves no longer need our assistance, they can do the rest themselves. On their little boats that they're building, just go to Thunderhome.
Go to Thunderhome.
Away. Yeah. That's it, though. Those lights blinking out there, they look so tantalizing.
They do, don't they?
Maybe they should be checked out.
Maybe we should go a little
Maybe they should be.
closer.
I mean, the dwarves would certainly. I mean, you just think about what if it's gold or something?
Maybe it is
What
gold.
if someone else has it? No.
We're already down here. Wouldn't it be a waste of effort if we didn't combine?
I mean, not
to
even by the ancient hold, but like other little glowing lights.
You're not tricking Vertilith with that. That's a fucking scam right there.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you stick to the edge here, basically, which is what I'm hearing. Sticking to the edge, not being over the open waters. Nothing too much is going to bother you. You can sort of notice in some of these crevices that there's more Darrow living there in like small communities of what seems to be fishing Darrow, all thoroughly insane, but not in great numbers, and not with crossbows.
Good. I like that.
To the point where they might prove a problem, but not a problem the dwarves couldn't handle if that was a thing you were worried about. Beyond that, whatever else might be in this water is probably a little bit out where the water is deeper than right at the edge.
So just tell your little friend dwarves to stick to the edge, and they won't have any trouble making it back to Thunderhome.
No trouble.
And if they do, then they weren't worth our time. And we'll get new dwarves.
Ancient hold, though.
Just imagine if the ancient hold was cleared up. So many dwarves would come here. Just imagine, and they would want to bring their wealth and their workers and smiths, and it could like be a whole little hole here, a vassal of the valley above, and
don't do things without securing payment. Don't clear the ancient hold until we're made an offer to clear the ancient hold. Otherwise, dwarves will just move in and not give us anything.
Well, the thing is, they don't need to pay us because the hold is mine, meaning once they live there, they will pay us because they live in my place.
How do you not understand how this works? This is the same as you giving away goods for free to lizard folk.
How do you not understand the value of a long-term investment?
I'm fairly confident I understand the value of a long-term investment, and one day all of these dwarves will be dead, and we will not be.
Yeah, but before that, something good will happen.
What is wrong with you?
You see, if you get something, if you own something, if you can produce something that others depend on, then you control them as well as could by force.
Vertilith stares uncomprehendingly at Valignus.
See, it's not about asking something of them. It's about presenting them with what they've looked for, with the knowledge that you're not giving it to them, you're loaning it. And then you can ask from them whatever you like, whenever you like. It's an infinite payment, really.
And when they tell you no, then all of those dwarves now have the hold and the crossbows.
We just kill them all. They wouldn't dare, and if they do, we'd get to have some fun.
That doesn't sound like fun.
It is a long, trip going out along the edge here, and back again. And when you return to the pier, the dwarves, have put a boat in the water, and they are sort of, they're ready to get started, really. Yes. As they sort of get ready, though, a thing. You'll probably be on your way back. Maybe see this from a little bit of a distance. can't exactly hear what's said, but a sort of a greenish thing crawls up onto the boat. It looks from a distance like a knotted thing of seaweed and slime, as it sort of slobs up on there, and says something to the dwarves, who sort of record a little bit and then shoot the thing with crossbows, making the thing sort of dissolve into just a snot-like slime that now fills the bottom of their boat. As they all look on in a dismayed way, beginning to haul the boat up to empty that stuff out, not wanting to go and sit it.
Well, seeing
Dwarven
that,
curses echoing through the cavern.
seeing that, Velignev will immediately disengage from the flock of dragons and go check that out.
You'll rush ahead on your way back here.
Yeah, that doesn't. I'm not going to rush ahead to continue this conversation. We have 2,000 years to continue it.
Yeah. All right.
Don't say it like that. I'll drown myself right now.
You
Tyraxus
can't
just,
fast forward all-
just plummets down into the sweet embrace of the ocean.
So Rex just needs like a chapter skip button. Can I change CDs or something?
Oh god, my life is too long.
Those lights look pretty tempting now.
T-Rex just flies off.
That's what I said. Yeah. As Valentin gets close, could you roll me a perception check or dungeoneering, whichever you prefer?
Would rather roll perception. Actually, it doesn't matter, but I'll roll perception.
All right.
I think there's
20.
Oh, look at that. Yes, you notice that the surface of the water here, it's not actually just the boat covered in this stuff. The surface of the water is covered in like what looks like an oily sort of, almost like a thin, just a very fine layer of like a almost imperceptible sludge. You're pretty sure that if whoever like might just like think to take a drink from this, I mean, there's not a lot of water sources unless you want to go across this hellish, like broken landscape that Velignith calls home. Like this is presumably fresh water down here. Whatever salt's probably been filtered out, so it's probably drinkable. But if you did drink it, you might get some of that stuff in your mouth. And that might not be nice for you.
And it looked like that thing deliberately like climbed onto the boat.
Oh yeah. But now it's as it gets closer, you can see it looks like a greenish sort of a mucus colored sludge just in the boat. They're hauling it up now, and like, you know, as he gets close, one of the dwarves sort of looks to him. He's got like a big hammer. You know, does the deep bow.
Yeah,
Usually I
Velignev
can just
will,
ignore them and fly over.
Velignev will land among the dwarfs with a heavy thump and immediately burn whatever that sludgy stuff is.
Like
Like his
exclamations as the boat gets like the
You know,
ropes and such. Yeah.
boat included, if that's in the way, really. Just that stuff has to go away.
Sure. He spews fire on it. It sort of sputters and sizzles and almost like gets to like a boiling point. It doesn't seem to burn really well. At least like a foul smell, acrid sort of blackish smoke as it sizzles away, bubbling. It seems entirely non-sentient. The bolts are just sort of laying in it as it sort of sizzles. It takes a while for him, like to the point where the boat sort of burns a bit. And like I said, the dwarfs, you know, the guy who made it probably like stands slumped back, said that his boat is barely just got in the water. Now it's going to get burned. But yeah, they won't interrupt the dragon. They don't do that. He can certainly take his time and burn the thing. He's got dragon fire after all. Can burn most things.
He is not in a very, very talky mood. More of his instincts are telling him that his territory and his possessions just got attacked by something he doesn't understand. And the only way to understand something is to burn the shit out of it. But it's not really helping. So he is out of ideas.
I think Vertilith, because of how pissy that she is, because of the sniping that she and Velignith have done, will in the middle of this process call out, "What are you going to do next? Burn the entirety of the water?"
That there's no answer other than a short moment of angry eye contact before he just stomps around like sniffing at stuff, looking at the water angrily, and not really getting anywhere. He is visibly upset.
Given that two of our group are in two states of different types of anger, Verstrix would like to be the calm mind here and take a look at what exactly, or have a think what the hell that was that came out of the water.
Yeah, sure. Arcana check or perhaps dungeoneering.
Arcana you would
It's the most
really love
appropriate.
to do. Go get my token back here. There it is.
Tell you, it's not easy, but
33.
but turns out,
Arcana is like my best skill, to be fair.
turns out you're pretty good at that. Yes, close. Yeah, he almost wouldn't know it, but he also has that ancestral purple tree. He lived in the Underdark. What he just saw and what this stuff is, this is the mucus of what people would call, a minor god, if they knew it. This would be something called an aboleth, a creature of aberrant, alien, and ancient intelligence. This goop is something it can secrete, and generally does all the time. It is said as if you ingest it, or even just touch it for a bit, your mind can be infected by it and taken over to make you a willing, sort of worshipping slave of the aboleth that excreted it. This sort of thick mucus. Beyond that, they also use it for other things. They can use it to sort of make servants do things they want, such as dominate them directly, like take over control from a long distance away. They can some of them can look through it or like sense through it. Like it really is an extension of their will made manifest. This mucus stuff. And he's very sure that is what this is. Most likely, whatever this thing did, it seemed to speak, which probably meant that whatever creature has made this slime had a message to convey.
Yeah, get the hell out of my water. All right. Well, Veristix will, instead of talking to the dragons, will land in front of the dwarves and relay this information to them and basically say, well, I'll do it. And say, if you intend to go on these waters, then you will more than likely be enslaved by this creature. It is not a feasible action for you to take. Yeah.
They almost it's some sort of deep horror. We've faced more such things. The Golden Kingdom has defeated them in the past. We will take this one out somehow. Like spits in the water. It said it wanted a gift.
A gift. Nothing else, just a gift.
But we didn't let it speak anymore. Damned thing.
No doubt it would want more of you to take under its control, I would imagine. But you you probably don't want that.
Shakes his head. No. These dwarves really do hate these sorts of gross, aberrant things. I imagine it's nothing you can't deal with, though, Lord Dragon.
Veristrix looks down and says, as of yet, I don't see a reason why I should.
You don't?
But I will think about it.
What is it? Suppose we've waited this long. She looks across the water. Looks at the boat again, like a smoldering bit of filthy boards. Laying there.
The mad wizard pokes his head in. What's even the point of making something that's just going to be destroyed immediately?
Dragons can just choose to destroy whatever you want. So why even? Why even?
So Veristix will switch to Draconic, address the group, and say, well, if that's not dealt with, then there are no dwarves that will willingly sail these waters to Thunder. and so our goal is left undone, I suppose.
There will be no traffic through this valley, no gold, and this thing has just declared. Well, not really, but I do like the word war.
Vertilif says, on the contrary, they seem willing to fight it because their kind have destroyed all these sorts of things in the past. So we just pick up these dwarves and haul them to that embankment where we saw the remains of Thunderhome expedition paths, and we put them there. And then Thunderhome, if they want this damn hold, can come all the way down here themselves and clear it. And the whatever is beneath the water.
Berserk shrugs.
Praxis looks towards it and says, I am of a mind that this area and domain should be ours. We let Thunderhome have it. We are seizing ground to them as well.
There's a big difference between enabling them to deal with this problem and us allowing them to use the area. The latter is proper, the former is a sign of weakness.
If we have interest in keeping a trade route going down here, then this aberration must be dealt with in one way or another.
I do not know how to deal with this creature if it dwells beneath the water, because I am not going down there to kill it. How would you empty this place of water? She looks around, construct a huge dam, which hasn't
That
been
would
seen
be
except
something.
above
There's a lot
the
of it.
surface.
Tyraxis looks out against the ancient hold and says, I was under the impression that it was holed up somewhere out there.
All we saw were the Duragar when we looked at that ruin. If it can have its essence, she recoils in revulsion all over the water, then
Tyraxis looks over to Veristrix. Can an aboleth live on land? Could it actually be inside of the keep?
You rolled high enough. Aboleth, the general sort of idea is that they can do whatever the hell they want.
Right.
But no, they are aquatic creatures. They want to live in water.
Mm-hmm.
They don't like land. They don't like being dry. It's not nice for them. They have a nice mucus layer, so they could be there. It probably could levitate itself if it wanted to, but it'd be like a wobbly fish out of water. It wants to be in water. That's mostly what has stopped them from being on everyone's mind all the time, is that mostly they live in the very deepest parts of the sea. Or the Underdark, where they're not really the concern of common.
Yeah, going down into the water seems supremely dangerous. I think Tyraxis would need to be more provoked before he would willingly go down there. The hold itself, I wouldn't have anything against clearing out because we need that too.
But it seems like, from what we know, in game than out of game, clearing the hold won't get us anything because we can't hold the hold if we don't have an arrangement with the aboleth. If it's just one, or kill the aboleth. But in order to deal with the aboleth, we would need to go into the water and.
Yeah, I'm thinking. I don't know. I agree. Going down into the water seems like a bad idea unless we know.
We'll be telling a different story there.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, there are ways and means to be able to operate underwater. I am working on that since it was a problem. But take a bit.
Sorry.
The hold is an interesting staging point. Clearing that out and taking it. I mean, yeah, we don't have direct control over it. None of us would use it as a lair necessarily. But the dwarves in the hold are somewhat beholden to us. We have done lots for them, and dwarves tend to remember such things. I am willing to extend the courtesy in this case because I think it benefits us in the long run. And if it doesn't, well, we'll slap the dwarves around until they remember who their masters are, really.
As you're musing, however, yeah, I think you're probably on the dock, all of you now.
Mm-hmm.
Staring at the
Who
water.
among you, well, probably none of you, understand deep speech?
Not yet, no.
No. Okay. Well, you will hear telepathically conveyed to you a couple of garbled sort of Cthulian sentences
Great.
projected into your minds from something.
Beresix does not like getting his mind invaded by psionic.
It's not as much invasion as it's like blinking at his mind with a flashlight.
That is really annoying.
Yeah.
Okay, well. Does it have any other effect other than just being like?
No, it's an attempt to convey information.
Maybe it wants to surrender. Or more likely make a deal of some sort.
The dwarves also. Again, he's sort of like looks like they feel gross at this. They seem to also have had the message conveyed. Shakes again.
Let me see here. All right. I have something I can do. Beresix has comprehend language as a ritual.
Okay.
So he would like to take the 10 minutes to cast it on himself.
Alright.
Let me just see if I can get a comprehensive description. I'll read it out, but then I'll try and get a written one. So let's see here. When beginning ritual, choose a language you've heard or a piece of writing you've seen within the past 24 hours. Using this ritual on a language you have heard allows you to understand it when spoken for the next 24 hours. And if your Arcana check is 35 or higher, to speak it fluently for the duration. There's more unwritten stuff, but that doesn't matter. Yeah. So for the hearing language part, that's what it does. So
Yeah. Sure.
I will try an Arcana check.
Can you roll a 35 or higher?
If I crit, yeah.
If you roll that 20, alright.
Yeah. We'll see.
Good luck.
However, this is a ritual, so he is going to light his ritual candle, or at least take the power from it. So he gets a +2 power bonus. So maybe. No, 19.
No matter what, you're able to understand it when it's spoken. You just can't talk back fluently.
No, but I can understand what it's saying.
You take the time to light a candle and what does it look like actually when Beresix performs a ritual like this?
I suppose.
What's this ritualistic sort of?
Normally he
components and
Yeah, so normally he'd be at at his lair. He'd have a ritual circle there, most of the preparation done. But in this case, I feel he always has. I suppose you'd have to have it eaten or something, but he'd always have some components to hand or to mouth, so to speak. So he will take a moment to scratch out, because his claws are quite sharp. So he will scratch out a very quick ritual circle within himself, and then as you can see him concentrate, you can see the psionic influence kind of flare up the circle without any really. As if the candle itself is kind of the flame is passing through, and then concentrating on that weird language, it suddenly just becomes clear. He can understand it, but he can't. He doesn't have the prowess at the moment to actually speak it, but he knows what's been said to him.
He wills that he understands, and so he does.
Yes.
All right.
That sounds like him. I choose to understand this at this time.
Yeah, I want to know. So I will know. But given that it was trying to talk to him and whatever, Beresix will, in a perhaps risky venture will poke the aboleth telepathically himself.
Yes, what's his range and such?
Well,
Tele-
let's see here. I have two versions of it. So, send thought. Range 20. It says here.
Yeah, I think that's far enough to reach out to an alien mind.
Yeah.
If he wishes. Normally, I think you would generally direct at a person, but you're directing at a consciousness you think is nearby. So sure.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm just trying to poke it to like get a reaction out of it to understand what it's trying to get across.
So okay, you're just like, hey, I'm around.
Yeah, kind of like ringing the doorbell, so to speak, like a presence to know that something is listening, in a sense.
All right. Yeah. You can see as he does that, there's like the mucus sort of layer on top of the water thickens a bit, as if it sort of collects itself, and he will have conveyed to his mind, in no voice in particular. I mean, it's pretty much raw thought, right? The way he completely understands this gurgling sort of sludgy water. Sounds almost like if you cough and you're sort of really got a little like slime in your throat, sort of yeah. The message is fairly short. It comes to him as it says, "If you wish to use the water, you will pay, as all pay."
Only Verstrix could respond. From what from the role he did on the Aboleth, is deep speech the only thing this thing understands or recognizes?
These things are incredibly smart. Generally, they don't take the time to learn other people's languages, though, because I mean,
Why?
you know,
Not entirely unlike us, really.
Yeah. That said, you do know that probably a couple of the dwarves know deep speech. Or to really sort of.
That would be a very awkward back and forth.
Yeah. Also, not something they would enjoy, probably, but
no.
If you care, right?
I mean, I get the point it's trying to put across here. If we want it, it's has territory here. If we want to use it, then there's a cost. The cost is probably like a few dwarves or something else. Who knows? But unless I don't think there's an accurate way I can like put across to it what I want. I don't know if like telepathy has a like is its telepathy any way different than mine? Can it like convey without language, or is it still the same restrictions as?
It conveys with its deep speech.
Okay, yeah, then in that case, Verstrix can't convey back to it anything, but he knows what it wants, so that's really that's it. Right?
Yeah. Could you give me an intelligence check? Just intelligence and half level.
Sure. Let's see. Plus 10 then. I can do that. Probably. Natural 20.
Good.
Goodness.
Okay. Yeah. Because there's a conveyance here. This creature wants to try to sort of. It wants you to understand, even if you cannot answer, and so this is basically you trying to deal with the language you do not know.
Yeah.
In perhaps requesting what sort of like, what exactly does it want? What you want more information?
Yeah, like what price? Like what exactly?
It will respond that the Darrow who worship it pay it in the black pearls they produce. It finds delight in those things.
So the inference is if we were to give that tribute of that, it would be fine.
Yes. When you sail in this water, you must leave treasure in it of some sort. Though it does like the pearls.
Out of
You
character,
also get the idea that it actually does not really care super much about the surface of the water. Like, to it, you don't actually really matter that much. You're up here, it does not really, like, you're not a huge concern of it. Its world is whatever is below the water. That's what it concerns itself with. You're sort of at the edge of its periphery, if you will. Like, to you, you might be a source of amusement for it. But that's sort of, it doesn't feel threatened by you or
Okay.
really care a whole lot.
Gareth, you're going to say something?
out of character, we did acquire some of those like black pearl things whenever we dealt with the Darrow at the docks.
Yeah.
Though I do not recall, and I apparently didn't write down in my notes the exact amount.
We have a lot of them.
We do have a lot.
And
And
Darrow tried to have them from somewhere.
spinning off of that, if we were so inclined to purge the crevices or even the ancient hold, they doubtlessly have a bunch of those black pearls because they do need to travel across the water. Grimmeth realizes what he's talking his own character into, but
I feel like
wants to infer lift once are two different things.
Yeah, I mean, out of that conversation, it would lead to either we deal with it or give a tribute. It really likes the tribute that the Darrow have. There's a lot of Darrow over there that Ancient hold. You know, that's...
I think that any creature demanding tribute out of us is an affront that must be murdered and killed. Absolutely. However, we don't have a method to reach this creature for now, and so paying it a trinket or two seems like something we could arrange, or even have the dwarves arrange. Ultimately, it's them traveling back and forth, and so I am sure they can toss a few gold coins or whatever into the water every time they do.
Well, that's how I was thinking about framing it. Like, we don't need to go on the water. Their boats have to go on the water. Yeah. So it's...
We're not bankrolling them, you know?
We're not bankrolling.
I was also going to ask Manakai, like, these black pearls, how exactly do the Darrow get... Where do they get these from? Like, how do they...
That's a good question. I mean, presumably they're made by some sort of shellfish somewhere.
Yeah.
So... You know, you could maybe consider where a lot of Darrow would be that might have the possibility of making or harvesting such things.
Yeah. Because if we somehow got that knowledge into the dwarves, they can just do it themselves. Why would we bother having to... Which would probably mean taking out the hold to some degree, at least anyway, but you know what I mean.
As for where a lot of Darrow would be that we know of, it's on the fucking ancient hold. Son of a bitch. It all comes back to that damn hole.
It needs to go.
Perfect.
We need to take the hold, get some pearls, discover the mystery of the pearl making, give it to the dwarves. They can pay their own goddamn things. Coming back and forth, we can tax the trader out profits.
You might as well roleplay out, Valky, this delivering of the incisive killing blow that's going to make Verliv go, fuck.
Veristrix, like, wrenches his mind back from the connection. It's probably like, it's an alien thing. It's a bit disorientating to him.
He feels an intelligence that is, like, it might be strange for him to feel, but this intelligence is vastly beyond his own. I mean, I can tell it's a modifier of plus 15 intelligence, so it's sort of... It's... Yeah, it certainly is alien to him.
Yeah. A modifier of plus 15?
Yeah.
And like an intelligence of 40?
It certainly does not have a huge, like again, to it, he seems somewhat insignificant, which is a strange feeling for a dragon to have.
Yeah.
That this creature feels like he's a blink of a time. Like it does not give a damn. It's like a Verdolith in a way. It doesn't really want to care. It can just sort of... You know, it doesn't have a lot of concerns. It just gets to enjoy itself, spends its time doing things it likes, and whatever alien plans it has are probably so long aligned that, you know, you might not even factor into them.
Yeah.
What a strange thought.
Yeah, the Veristrix, you know, he's thinking about the old wizard's words. There might be some grain of truth in them. But yeah, he'll turn back, a bit disorientated, a bit. dragons can't be humbled, but he's a bit perturbed. And will speak and say, "This intelligence is far beyond what I've ever encountered before. The Darrow that use these waters would pay tribute with those black pearls we found, and it would let them pass unharmed. I would suggest before speaking to it to deal with it. However, this is something far beyond that I can fathom for now. Of course, Verdilith, as Verstrix looks to her. The only option to get these would be the greatest disappointment, I'm sure, to you, but he nods his head over across the water. The hold is where a lot of them are.
Let me see if I understand this. If we clear the hold, we can sell these pearls to all of the dwarves that will need them to travel across the water to pay us tribute. Because if they don't have the pearls, the entity beneath the water will get them. And so we're going to have a monopoly on them by killing all of the Darrow and taking whatever they use to produce these pearls.
If that is what you need to tell yourself to get you to go, I'm quite fine with that.
Or business opportunities.
It'll do in the short term, I suppose.
I don't think there's a draconic word for monopoly, but I like to think that business dragons would somehow have come up with one.
Corporate
Tyranny of the economy.
corporate dragons has
Making
decided
top hats or whatever.
the Tyraxis
Like-
Trading Company is gonna be very pleased.
Like Verdilith looks clearly frustrated. She feels like she's been boxed in somehow, and she wants to accuse Veristrix of making this shit up, just to but she says to herself, he probably wouldn't waste his fucking time doing that.
It doesn't take much insight to see that Verstrix is visibly disturbed by what he has encountered. It's not something you see him you don't see him in that state often. But yeah, this is a time of deep looking within himself for his purpose in the world as a dragon.
Verdilith says, Fine. Igniv, fine Tilraxos, fine Veristrix, you win. We'll go scour the stupid island and then around the cavern entrances where those other Darrow were hiding. Fine. I'm down here. You win.
There is no winning. There is only...
Oh, there is winning. It is just not in our near future. I have ideas.
I'm sure that boat was a win for you, right?
That boat was a unfortunate casualty of minor proportion.
Fair. Let's go.
Verdilith begins to rise from the ground. I should have agreed to come down here. I knew it wouldn't be that simple. Just trails off into angry muttering.
Just so I'm not completely on the wrong track here, Manikai, you said this water is pretty fast flowing and likely comes from somewhere?
Mm-hmm.
Does it seem to come from one source in particular, or is it many sources?
It might be impossible for us to fathom that without seeing the entirety of...
Yeah, you're not sure. Currently, you can see it seems to flow from here primarily. So.
All right, that's worth investigating.
Yes,
we're gonna build the Abilev Dam and then drain it.
Oh yeah.
You really want that thing to be walking around on land attacking people because we drained this river?
Imagine an angry, pissed off Abilev, fucking levitating around like a wobbly fish. You drained my home.
I like to think the Abilev is laying at the bottom, on a couch watching TV or something. Then he hears a draining toilet sound, flushing. He's what is that?
Some sort of proud homeowner, walks outside. What the fuck?
And he sees 4 dragons looking down on him from high above, being yeah.
We took the pipe system that does water transference from Philignus lair into the northern.
Waterwork dragon.
Yeah, my two long-term plans to deal with this thing are basically either like plugging the
plumbing.
source or building a dam. And the
Plumbing.
second one would be to build like an aqueduct to collect all the like super acidic sulfur from the Badlands and just dump it in here.
Oh
Oh,
god.
You're like,
Oh,
and
that'd
you're
be
like, the
great
plus
for
15 intelligence modifier didn't see that coming, did it?
eat a sulfuric acid, you fuck. It dumps into the.
And then it turns out that's the real reason why I wanted to get out of here was to eat all that like sulfuric acid it like grows. Oh no.
Oh, that'd be pretty funny. Yeah, like that is so valuable. It's like, oh, there's a incredible, underwater ecosystem, like coral reef thing here, but it's also insulted me, so I'm gonna turn it into an acid wasteland.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna frack this bitch.
Once again, the Aboleth is down home on the couch, and you hear the beeping, like the truck backing up. Beep. It's like, I wonder what that is.
Like looks outside his underwater window, like fucking
Yeah.
bubble. Like, what are they doing down there?
I think we have a serial going on here.
Aboleth's wife gets
What?
burned, and suddenly you have a new adventurer in Elm.
The Aboleth.
Aboleth.
He's really angry.
I have
The
become a
Aboleth
wizard.
Wizard.
God.
God.
A fake.
Intelligence plus 50. Bot.
Doesn't have any belongings because they were all like destroyed in the
Yeah,
acid.
he's poor. And he's like a fake warlord or something because he doesn't.
No, I'm a human.
Greetings, fellow human. As it wobbles.
You just hear like gurgling and weird like
Disregard the mucus.
Mhm. As it converts the rest of the party to its own ends. And
Yeah.
so we fly across the water, heading for that
Yes.
stupid ancient hall.
The thoughts of industrialization burning into Velignev's mind for the sole
Extinction.
purpose of polluting this place.
Oh, you see, pollution is the goal.
Just imagine. All right, and I have a Lilith token. Where are the rest? Just put yourself down on this map. Can you do that for me?
yeah.
Sure.
Maybe.
I need to step away to check on puppy.
Sure. While you do that, actually, I'm going to be right back too. Go to the bathroom. Might as well take
Yes.
the chance.
Same actually.
Where we're going?
I don't know. I'm just gonna put Velignev in the water.
Oh. Ancient hold.
Oh, Jonas, your lightning resistance would be 10 now.
Oh, lovely. I've never used that.
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
Lightning is certainly a little bit more niche than fire.
Fire is good. Psychic has been really good, we have noticed.
I do feel like lightning will be in our future. The top
Yeah.
mountains.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, those, like when I heard the description of those giants in the mountains, I was like, no, that is beyond us currently. That is Paragon over there.
Yeah.
That's like our next 5 levels is going to be up in those mountains.
It was basically like describing Mount Olympus or something.
Yeah, no, that it is like a cloud giant castle up there, and oh boy, like the toughest things we can fight almost. Well, I guess a titan would be worse, but those cloud giants are not pushovers. Holy moly!
I mean, even the lowest of the giants were a severe problem, and even still would be a challenge. And that's like 5 more tiers.
Yeah, it is literally working our way up the giant hierarchy, like getting up there. Yeah, I don't know.
So let's rather fight an Aboleth. How about that?
Yeah, given some meta knowledge, but if it has a 15 modifier, then it is an ancient aboleth, like they're like equivalent of the elite. That's no, that is beyond us as well. Most like, well, maybe if you found it alone and could like get the jump on it, we
And
might be able
on
to
land,
yeah, we might be able to just burst it down if it burned all dailies, but underwater, like in its own domain, that seems bad for now. I am more of a believer in your turn into an acid river plan than anything else. A very long pipe.
the valley will become a business opportunity, buying all metals that
Yes.
the surrounding area has to offer, just so Velignov can build like a pipeline carrying sulfuric acid.
Like it's
You know, that is a project worthy of a dragon.
Certainly. It is very much good old Sargath, his industrial volcano home.
No, Sargath wasn't really petty. Sargath was very much into the protector role that the Red Dragons had on the island. Protecting by being a huge dick so other people learn to defend themselves.
Yep.
Velignov is super selfish.
I mean, yes. But he's
Like-
also wanting setting up an industry, right? That he wants to he wants to make the droid factory from the Star Wars Episode 2. That's what he wants. Or like Axis chemicals from Batman, something large with a lot of chimneys and pipes.
Sounds good to me.
Move infrastructure.
Collecting this acid to use is step one. Producing it is
Yes.
the next one.
Lock the mystery of the chemistry. Like acid. Just have enormous vats, and people are like, what do you use it for? And he's like, well, I don't understand. I mean,
It's just so versatile.
look at it.
What can't you do with a vat full of acid? I mean,
Exactly.
come on.
And then we make him better, like hydrochloric acid. Just one drop melts through everything.
He has to invent plastic first to have a vat that can hold it.
Glass? Doesn't glass hold it?
I'm sure that certain kinds of plastic can hold that kind of acid.
Hmm.
Metal probably not. I don't know about glass. I wouldn't trust it.
You wouldn't trust glass. Maybe. I always was told that glass is like when you put almost everything in it because it doesn't really react to anything.
Yeah. I mean, there's a reason why glass beakers and such used so much in chemistry.
But then again, hydrochloric acid is so extreme. I don't really.
Haven't done chemistry in a long time, but I believe that you want to go for metals, right? You want to go for like gold. Should pretty much be able to hold whatever.
Metals.
Maybe.
Let's a complete alchemy set made of gold.
You want something that's inert. Glass is pretty good for that. Gold. I don't think that's an inert.
Gold also is very soft, so you would have
I mean,
the
yeah.
danger of just
How about
mechanical stress making your vat burst.
Ew.
And also, you can't. They're not transparent. You can't have transparent gold. So how can you see what's in your gold beaker, right? So important.
I mean, it's probably just going to be like a black sludge after. But
Transparent aluminum. Star Trek.
there's a lot of bad things out there.
There sure
Very,
is.
very powerful acid, I guess, is one of them.
All right,
Fantasy level acid.
Fell down a ravine, but I managed to make my way back.
Okay.
Welcome back.
Ravine, huh?
I'll come back to your worst nightmare, the ancient holes.
It's much smaller
Great.
than I imagined, I gotta say.
Dragons into the abyss.
Wait, this is the ancient hole?
Yeah, it's
Yeah, you know, it's a nice place. No, in fact, this is just
the
a
ancient-
random little thing that the dragons fly over without
The
really
ancient
visiting them.
sandcastle.
Because there's many of these, but this one is special.
hello, little thing.
Yeah,
Secrets do you hold?
the dragons are flying south here, so how you can arrange yourself as you want.
Dead last. Fucking pouting.
In front,
Second.
where leader should be.
I can make more last room if you need it.
This'll do.
Nah, it's okay. I'm trailing behind
There
him.
you go. Now you're not sticking out on the map.
Alright, great.
Yeah, then Valagnith will have the unfortunate experience of suddenly having what seems to be a sort of a stone or metal harpoon shot at him.
Well, that's larger than a crossbow.
Harpoon bows.
As we will in a moment go into initiative. I'll just resolve this first. Surprising thing to have happen after all. Let's see here.
The anti-air defenses they installed around the ancient hold take effect.
The harpoon SAM sites that are like in strategic
There's ancient
positions.
dwarven technology the Aboleth just left there. It's like, whatever, I don't care.
I
They
mean,
heard the massacre across the river. They're prepared. Heard about
harpoon
dragons.
launchers, that's pretty hardcore.
But let's say it's pretty decent to build though. Not bad.
I should get a tentacle
Ah,
Oh, that's not a
a
harpoon launcher.
roper!
coming for you.
Oh no!
Yeah, that 22 versus reflex. That definitely
Fucking
hits.
ropers.
Yeah, as a long thing slings out, grabs onto the delicious flying thing. I mean, what is this even, right? She will now grabbed by the thing until the end of the roper's next turn.
Interesting.
Yeah, long tentacle sort of sticks out there.
Do you like fall in the water?
No, it's like holding you. Yeah, probably about to reel you in. So
Yeah,
we'll-
so nice. Just grab
Initiative. Next, cloakers are gonna fall from the ceiling and land on our heads.
I always do that for you.
Cloakers.
Yeah.
You say that, and they're fucking like I'm half expecting fucking cloakers to fall on us and fucking Hallister's home, just like fucking like suffocate us.
Flump.
Well, look at that. The dragons react. But the fastest one to do something is this boy.
Yeah,
He
31.
did really well.
I couldn't
That is
beat that
why.
with a 20.
How is a roper that fast? It's like a thing that sticks in the ground.
It
He's
has been
actually
waiting for
surprisingly
97
fast.
years.
He's like so ready.
He's been so ready for so long.
As
This is his moment.
This is his finest moment.
as the time has come, and he has a creature grabbed,
Yes.
so he can do his thing, which is to just use that harpoon that it's sort of stuck in with to just use its impale power
Woof.
against a creature grabbed by it.
Yeah.
I believe that is a hit.
24, yeah.
Okay, then you take 31 damage from the harpoon as it rips it out of you, pulling you next to it, close to its nice mouth. Well, its big, sort of scary mouth, with the pull. As you can land here. Feeling maybe not great.
No.
He's not grabbed anymore either, right?
Malignant is a warrior. He'll
No, it ripped it out of him.
Nice.
take 31 damage and then take 4 temp hit points.
Okay.
He's barely bloodied. Like this. Nothing. Come on.
Barely bloodied, you say? But he's
If only you'd
bloodied.
had the 5 extra hit points.
But I want to be bloodied. Bloodied's great.
You're on fire now.
Yeah.
Maybe this thing is vulnerable to fire.
Yeah, from around comes something that might have been waiting for something to become bloodied.
I take it back.
I love.
I should have
Underdark.
taken the 5 extra
Technology.
hit points.
As it appears. A little glowy light
Oh, not
over
these.
the water. And
It's been
reaches
nice
out.
knowing you for Lignith. I'll miss you.
And reaches out to eat some of Malignus's pain and fear and bad feelings. It fails, though,
That is a mess.
using its encounter power. But, you know. As, he's not alone in what's going to happen here. There's another Rooper here who will attack Tylraxos. That is 19 reflex? No.
That misses.
And just misses the mighty Tylraxos.
For the first time in my life.
He sees Valignith get impaled with a harpoon thing and then pulled down to a little island, and then a tentacle thing. He just manages to like wave out of the way as the thing comes for him.
Shaves off like a few of your icicles as it just shoots past.
Do.
Yeah, as other things to do their thing. This one here, for example, will also want to try to drain some. No, okay.
No.
This dragon is a big, tough dragon. It seems. Vorstrix.
Well, Lignith just got pulled into danger, so Veristrix will always be there to bail him out. Let's see here. Minor action, he will, as he always does, he will breathe his mystifying breath. Right, so yes, 4 targets.
Yes.
Now these things are will-o-wisp, so I don't even know if psychic damage affects them, but let's see. Oof. Okay. Well.
19
You rolled max damage anyways.
Nice.
28 is a hit. 36 is a hit, and 30 is also a hit.
Dodge this.
You miss one of the wisps because they're pretty hard to hit with reflex.
All right.
And here's the thing about wisps: they take half damage from all damage.
Oh, all damage. Okay, that's not bad.
Yes, that's what they do.
That's fair.
I'll take that, and these two, well, just take their full. You don't resist nothing.
Right. Standard action. These ropers suck, so let's make them cry. Let's dishearten them. We'll fully augment this one because he needs them to stop. So that'd be a 31 and a 16 versus will.
Yes and no.
Alright. 17 psychic damage and a -3 to attack rolls.
Minus. All right.
I think. Yeah, that'll be him.
Svarshix draws their ire.
That's fine.
Another one of these little things is interested. Though it not be as hungry as the others are. We'll go over here and just try to attack. Like that. Bit of a glimmery,
No.
burning light.
Radiant.
Radiant damage. Let's recruit these and use them against the undead.
Yeah. We put one in a box. Velignov will, he'll shift here.
Mm-hmm.
Nice and cozy with these wisps as he is on fire.
Mm-hmm.
Probably he'll his breath. He will spend a minor action to heal himself for healing surge +6. Then a standard action to befuddle this roper. The word of befuddlement. He did get damaged by it, so he gets a damage bonus of +4. He got hit by Veristrix, so he has +1 to hit, I believe. Right?
Yep, that's right. Bolstering breath.
Okay. That's a natural 1.
Good to hit bonus, but no, that will not do it.
Well, that is sad. Then that attack does nothing.
All right. Anything else?
No, that was a move minus standard.
Okay. Another wisp fly over and appear as it attack. Oh my!
Okay. That suddenly hits 16.
Can hit something.
16
Trying to
radiant.
bring him to be bloodied again. I like that a lot more. Tulrexus. Ragnar is being assaulted by ropers and some lights.
Well, can I run and then charge?
So
Yes,
you can.
take a -5 to your attack. Yeah, and combat advantage.
Can
Yep,
I?
-5 to your attack rolls and great combat advantage.
I have my new utility power. It gives me a +2 to my speed. Does that apply to my flying speed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like
It's
that.
ball speed.
Right then.
Fly charge.
Yeah, that's pretty much
Large in there.
large. I will flarge in there for sure. Yeah. So we will use the Spirit of Winter's Arrival. That I haven't reflavored too much in the text, but yes. I forgot. But yeah, I'll get a +2 power bonus to my speed. And how much extra on my charges? So we move this, and then we will charge this roper.
Yeah.
Daily until the end of the encounter. Nice.
Yep. And let's slam this guy. Charge attack.
You've got a +1 to hit from Malignus Aura.
So, and I have a damage bonus that is fair. Thing. That's a crit.
Bye.
For 67 damage.
Okay.
It will. I will also add. Okay. Well then. Smash.
You also add some flavor text because
Tyraxus sees his his most aggravating brother getting roped in and then stabbed and blazed, and he has a lot of aggression in him, and suddenly yes the power of winter infuses him. Winter's wind, as a howling gale, he comes down, sweeping like a hurricane, just turning into like a ramming like a ram of just claws and eyes and death as he dive bombs into this roper, smashing into it, and it just splits in half. The teeth flying away, the eye pops out, the rope the things like just fly everywhere. It's just a mess of blood and gore. Showering.
Harpoon sails in the air and then lands like in the corpse wreckage.
Exactly. Smack. And then he will look around, see the other roper. See here. He's too.
Yeah, he's too close to you to action point charge.
Unfortunate. That is the case. Could I charge the Will-O-Wisp? I don't know. I will have to. No, it's through Valignith. Yeah, in that case, I am done with my turn.
All right, Rudlith.
Verlift's not in a fucking hurry. The defender who goes last, the rear guard.
Mm-hmm.
She'll fly, and then fly again. Do. That's a move and a standard, and a minor action is to give herself 8 temporary hit points. It's for the best that Valignith is the one who gets harpooned. She got some pleasure out of that. It makes her feel good. It'll be the end of her turn.
All right. Well, we have a wisp here who, there's a dragon here who they don't they like when things are more isolated than this. When things don't get to be like this. So it'll sort of here, it'll have its own dragon, and there's the close dragon. So it will glow beautifully, trying to lure Tulrexus close to it. you want to come to it. Yes.
My God.
It looks like Jurassic is pulled 3 squares and dazed. Save ends.
It's pretty rough.
I should have blinded you.
That's strong. It's just a close burst 20. Jeez.
And yeah, close burst wink.
Like, yeah, close for sure.
This one was hurt by a particular person.
Yes.
So we'll just shift over here and try to rope Varstrix.
Uh,
I heard you like harpoons.
haha. That would hit. However, Verge's Intellect Fortress comes up and
Yes.
telekinetically pushes away the harpoon. He's +3 to his reflex until the end of his.
All right.
He's 25 now.
Well.
It's like, damn. Mom, I wanted my own dragon too.
That's what happens, you know.
Where's the justice?
Yeah.
So what happens when you hit the most
Well,
reflexive
you're-
dragon?
Flank a little bit. That's okay. It takes a +2 to hit. Get this dragon down to be. That's 22 reflex. 8 radiant.
Against
Telepath?
who?
You.
20, yeah. That hits.
Orchestrating. Seems like you're the target right now.
Yeah, that's fine. Let's see here.
Vertilith will call it the Veristrix. Like, I'll go after the big one. She like waves like a claw, like at Valignith.
Very 6 knots. Let's see here. What can I do to sort this out in an efficient way? Right. It's action point time. He will use his action point first and try and dishearten these wisps here. Fully power this up again. Hit the 2 of them. 21 and 17.
That is both no hit.
It's fine. I get
3 temporary hit points.
Okay. Is that permis or just on a like? How does that
Temporary
work?
hit points overwrite themselves, so you just have 3.
Right.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's nice. Then perhaps their fortitude isn't as good, so he will try and squish the same 2, which you'll need to fully power it up to actually get to both of them. To squish these 2. Try and immobilize them. Wow. All right. 28 and 17.
It's a hit on one of them.
All right. Well, on this hit is immobilize as 14 force damage. I don't know if force damage is something that all also resist.
Immune to, I believe the description is simply all damage, or not immune, resistant.
Immune to all damage.
We would-
Okay.
I too want to be immune.
Where is it? It's over there. Yeah, I can do anything anyway. Days, that's a useless condition, right? All right, well, that's very strict. He will move behind first.
Mm-hmm.
Interpose himself or interpose her.
Yeah, I
between
mean,
the 2.
this one will have elegance there, has a +2 to hit him, so I'll just continue doing that.
Yep. That
9
hits.
damage.
It's a lot of radiant damage. Alright.
Looks like you're bloodied again.
He is. You know what?
Bloodied.
Do you want to stay bloody? No. He will, pull himself together. He is not hurt. What are they talking about? He'll spend a healing touch.
That just spoils.
Got its hopes up and everything.
Goodness. I need to do this to live, man.
Alright, he will shift back. It was number 1 who attacked him. Alright. He will then uses a dragon breath, like so.
My.
He will have a. Wait a second. Does my damage bonus still last? Yes. Okay. And this one is not timed. No. So against the first one, he will do an extra 6 damage.
Okay.
Actually, an extra 2, because against the other 2... Yeah, just... Sorry. I'll just roll and then tell you what bonuses it is.
Alright.
Otherwise, I get confused.
Hit.
I could have just... Alright.
Miss and a miss.
Yeah, the first one should be 15 points of fire damage.
He will take. Well done.
And then he will attack the wisp with... with the reversed wrath against number 1.
Number 1. Okay.
Number 2, sorry.
Okay. That hits.
22 damage, and the first attack it does will provoke from someone. That's a move, a minor, and a standard, so that's his turn.
Well, this one can't really reach him with its normal attack, but it would like to be part of this whole fun thing that's going on. So it'll try to bring him back. The luring glow.
All right.
As it will then pull him 3. I'll take him over here. Make him dazed save ends.
Dazed.
To Rexus.
Jonas, I intend to go after that roper and occupy it.
Alright, Tyraxis will charge. Charge here. Smash into this will-o-wisp.
I only needed 1 action anyways.
Exactly. The charge is my most powerful action, and you splitting out like this is wonderful for me, because you can charge back and forth.
That's my secret. I'm always dazed.
There we go.
I always grant combat advantage. Go to hell.
Let's see. We are charging. Do I get a bonus?
+1 to hit.
+1, alright. Doing that then, because we are on a charge. We're charging into combat advantage. Yes, so that means... oh, that's a lot of bonus damage. This winter arrival thing is great. Hit. 35 AC. Yep. 33 damage, and we will also put a dread smite on that as a free action.
Bundle that up to be what? 42?
Yep.
42.
Which halves to 21.
Does the
Bloodied.
cold necrotic halves as well?
All
Yes,
damage.
All damage.
All damage.
5 ongoing.
So they effectively have double the amount of HP they normally have. So
Pretty much.
All damage, Jesus. Never.
yeah, I thought Force might do it, but I guess it's all damage.
Will the Wisp are always fucking mean in every sort of system I've seen them in.
They didn't get to buff themselves though, because they haven't been able to eat anyone who's bloodied. But yeah.
And I'm no longer dazed.
Wonderful.
Good.
Okay. Move action is going to take me here. Howdy. How's it going?
Yeah, it's nice.
I can't be there and land. I don't want to land here. Even though I could stand in that, I don't want to stand in that.
I am still flying technically, so you could potentially.
I guess so. I can land. There we go. I'll land here. Perfect. Beautiful. I'm beautiful. Just got me peeking up right around the corner of Tilrax's token.
Yep.
As a standard action, I am going to reach out with a lodestone lure attack. We're going to augment this up to, we'll say 2. We'll have fun with a augmented 2 lodestone lure attack against the roper. Let's see here. That will be 29 versus will.
Definitely hits.
That will be 17 untyped damage on the roper. It will be pulled here, knocked prone, until the end of my next turn can only move to squares adjacent to me.
Well, flips over there awkwardly.
I know. That's right. How you like it now, asshole, being harpooned around. Then I will action point, because I have those. Yeah. I have 2, in fact. Haha. Action point, and I will go ahead and do a 2 power point Twisted Eye attack against the Roper. See where that takes us in this glorious adventure. That'll be 29 versus armor class, excuse me.
Yes, that hits.
That'll be 11 untyped damage on the Roper, and it is blinded until the end of my next turn.
It's single eye, seeing nothing.
That's right. As Verlif harpoons the Roper over with a snarl after landing beneath Tilraxos, and yanks the Roper over, knocks it down, and then clouds its singular vision with visions of her laughing glee. But now it can't be targeted by the Will-O-Wisp. No!
It doesn't really understand laughing, but it doesn't like it.
Oh, actually, that should deal, an extra 3 points of damage? Because I used an action point with it, and Jonas's
I am a resourceful
Warlord
leader.
thingy.
Yeah.
That's right, he's resourceful. Aha! Now, oh no! Now the bloodied creatures might target him. Oh no! What have I done? I used my minor action to mark the Roper, but I may have sentenced it to death anyway.
Be great if the Will-O-Wisp eat the Roper. That'd be great.
I end my turn in thought. Oh no! What have I done?
This Will-O-Wisp has already used its power to eat people, though, so can't do any more of that. But it does like having people isolated. So
Roper is very isolated right
can I
now.
just sort of quietly fly over here and just, like this. Just want to stick around. So it'll try to lure Varistrix closer to it.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
but
misses.
he resists its song of well, I guess glowy pretty light. This Roper is blind on the ground. Bad time. It'll wobble up to that on the ground.
How does a Roper fall over? Like,
Well, it's like a heavy bottom, right? So it's like if you sort of look at a palm tree and then you like push it over.
Oh,
bonk.
It's one of those wacky flailing tubemen.
yeah. I love that.
And then it'll try. I guess it'll try to make an attack. I mean,
Yep,
Sure.
-5.
what else you got to lose, right? So this will be a 24 somehow.
Okay.
To wrap tentacles around Verlith.
Okay.
Okay.
As an immediate interrupt, I'll take the 10 damage. I'll go ahead and take that first, and I'll be at 77 HP. As an immediate interrupt, I will make or immediate reaction, excuse me, I'll make my persistent Harrier attack against Roper. That'll be a 37 versus armor class.
Yes, that hits.
Interrupt.
For 20 untyped damage, which looks like it resists all 20 of that.
Yeah.
However,
It should be another 8 damage because you didn't take max damage from your attack.
that's true. It should be another 8 damage, so that should be 28 damage, so it will take 8. And I will teleport to a square adjacent to it, and am no longer grabbed.
Oh no!
Oh,
So its harpoon is unused.
It will get further onto land because that water thing, she's not like, I'm not here for that. So
It grabbles in the air where she was.
So she snarls and then like phases basically like beneath Tilraxos to be on the other side of the Roper.
It's ongoing damage, and then it. If only it could heal from the Roper, but it too has spent its power to do that. It really kind of wants to get out of here. This is a very unpleasant
No,
dragon. This one is just the worst, really.
want to attack, you know you do.
What else are you gonna do? Shift over here, and then target Valigneth because it has advantage on that attack. For Radiant Glow, 13 radiant damage.
Yep. And I assume Tyraxos doesn't have a ranged opportunity attack.
no, I don't have reach.
That's next side.
I'll try to save against its ongoing. No, it's still freezing to death.
No.
Varistrix.
All right. Well, he's in an awkward position because they're very spread out. So he can only target one at a time right now. So we'll look at the bloodied one. Does that make sense? We'll squish it.
Squeeze the wisp.
23.
Yeah, that does it.
16 and slowed. The
Pop.
Yay.
He snuffs out the light.
Great. Fly 4. Okay, that's not bad.
It explodes like a little light bulb.
Yeah, Will-O-Wisp 3 is no longer immobilized.
Okay.
Lignith, you're gonna hit something, aren't you?
Me, yes.
You're not Lignith, are you?
I didn't hear what you say.
Lignith, you're gonna hit something.
Is it?
Good assumption.
So Rax is sitting there like, oh, I want to hit something.
I want to
Well,
hit something.
Veristrix will distract Will-O-Wisp 3, giving combat advantage on the next attack.
Hmm.
I don't know how that would work with a Will-O-Wisp, but maybe I'd disrupt its like being or something.
Oh no, you just show your fear and pain, and it'll be
Yeah.
very interested.
Verlith like looks over at the roper, looks over at the Will-O-Wisp, looks back to the roper.
Yeah, but this one isn't hurt. It doesn't need to heal.
It's true. It's funny that the hurt one's used their ability.
That guy takes 2 fire damage because Valenius is on fire.
Ah!
Technically counts as hurt now.
It'll attack. Yeah. Well, it'll attack him.
Mm-hmm.
It's glimmer.
No
Doesn't
glimmer.
hit.
That's right.
I like your idea. I like it, Grimmett. I like it. You try.
Like, it's gotta heal.
Oh.
Valenius will attack Will-O-Wisp. I would like to move as well, but I'm dazed. So he'll just attack Will-O-Wisp number 3.
Yeah, the pretty
This
lights.
one.
Get combat advantage.
Oh, advantage. That's a +2.
No.
+2.
Natural 1.
That will not do it.
Oh, Shiva, I'm so sorry.
All right, let's see if we can make a save.
Wilbur.
Wilbur.
Wilbur Wisp.
But I rolled 20 on the save, so
Maximum
that's
save.
didn't mean to move.
Yeah, good.
No longer dazed. Oops, still bloodied though.
But maybe you could be.
Maybe I could be. It's true.
That's it, though. This one just wants to shift over here, and it wants to try to drain your power because it can heal itself.
It also takes 2 fire damage.
I guess it does.
Well, it will regain that.
Just 18.
That's a lot of healing for something that takes barely any
Drains your
damage.
mind, and then
It's an encounter power, at least.
True.
15, and you're weakened. Save it.
The Will-O-Wisp like has like a leader.
Your
and they
life
just,
force
like,
is sucked by it.
oh no.
To get you out of. Let's see.
Repair itself. Very much. It's Araxis.
All right. Well, this impaling roper needs to die. Well, okay. Minor action for the Shroud of Shadow. Have some hit points.
This thing doesn't have many hit points left. Like you're fucking 40 to 60. Like just gonna like dunk on it.
Yep.
That's just because it's blind.
I'm gonna do exactly like we are gonna shift down here, which means I am next to more enemies, which means I do more damage. And then I will swing at the impaling roper, trying to destroy it.
But you're not charging yours.
I do.
However,
I love charging, but in this particular instance,
He will use cash instead.
yes.
Is it like a mini George?
That just strikes not bad. Yes, that is a hit. 25 damage. And if we'll put the Dread Smite on that, so 9 cold necrotic. Excellent. That's what I wanted.
just finish it off.
Yep. That's all I need. Yep, that is my turn.
Great, fuck that
Opportunistic
thing.
wisps,
Yeah,
used to.
no, I don't like those at all.
Right. Redolith.
Okay. Vertolith will look on over. And she's gonna go ahead and move like this. Yeah, I don't want to be next to Valignev just like that. Us and our best friend Will-O-Wisp won. Great. I will then do a non-augmented Lodestone Lore attack against Will-O-Wisp 1. It has a reach of 2. Will-O-Wisp is reach 1. Works just fine.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be 19 versus Will won't do it.
That won't do it. And this is a bad position for it to be. So Will-O-Wisp, and it's missed by an attack, can choose to just teleport 5 squares and go invisible. It'll do that because it doesn't want to be here, and now it is in a much better place.
Well then.
Vertilith like tries to harpoon the Will-O-Wisp to stay still, and it just like winks out of existence, and she sort of like shakes her head in confusion. That other one is too far away to mark. I thought I was going to be marking that one after the fact, so I think the minor action goes to Charity. She just like stares like perplexed. Wait a second.
The empty spot between her interactions.
That was supposed to be a thing here. Yeah, my turn's over.
Over here, and glimmeringly attack Varistrix.
Glimmer.
Yeah.
10 damage.
Rude.
And then Varistrix.
Glimmer.
Well, we need to get that off Malignant, so fly over here. And
Yeah, this encounter was just an overall bad time.
Squish. Aha, 2.
Which one are you targeting?
This one.
That one. Yes. And he's slowed.
Yeah, that's it.
Right, well, this will reappear. And it'd be a shame if it was to go down here and attack Violet, wouldn't it? Glimmer.
Shame. Yep.
That enemy is actually within my range. Ah. Yes. I will. You will get those hit points back.
Oh.
Because I am going. Yes, I'll be taking that damage instead. That is within 5 squares of me. That's making an attack against you. So I will activate my Lightning Rush ability. So before the attack, I move to a square adjacent to the enemy. I can do that. We can do that. See, look at that. Ta-da! And I will make an attack against Will-O-Wisp 1. Which will be a 27 versus armor class.
That hits.
It'll deal 19 points of damage. Hot roll. And I become the target of that attack. 26 versus reflex absolutely hits me. I'll take 14 damage.
All right.
63. And I am out of power points.
Well, yes.
Enough will heal himself. Because that is necessary. Let's go for the structure. Research +5, that's a bit sad. And then he will attack Will-O-Wisp number 3 with this.
You do half damage, so you're doing like quarter to it.
That's fine. I'm not really about the raw damage here.
Good advantage though.
Yeah, advantage, but it didn't hit me. It was the other one that hit me, I believe. Actually, no, that got hit by advantage. Anyways, 37 versus AC against number 3. For like pitiful damage.
15 divided by 4.
But it also takes a -2 penalty to all defenses until the end of my next turn.
That's good.
And the next ally to hit the target before the end of my next turn gains a power bonus to AC equal to nothing.
Okay.
Well, that's good. Shift over here.
Save against the lead.
Keep doing what it's doing. Velignis will be crit, it seems.
Okay.
So how much damage is that? That is 18 damage. Actually.
Sure.
It's more of
Great.
the glimmering, burning light emanate from this thing. And then it's slow until the end of your turn, Varstrix, yeah?
Yep.
So Raxus.
Okie doke. Boop, boop, do, 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 do.
You know, I'm really enjoying those extra healing surges right now.
Yeah, I imagine. Here, and we'll charge in. That's the thing. Advantage of all the lowered defenses and whatnot.
Thoraxis is no longer flying at this point, right?
No, he'll land. Extra. Yes, charge. Charging. Flanking. $22 versus AC.
Yeah, that hits.
Alright, 46 damage. Smashes into it.
Very hurt.
That's it.
Verlith.
Okay. Vertilith, Will-O-Wisp 1 is the one that got away from her last time, but Will-O-Wisp 3 over there, that one's bloodied. That's naughty. So, minor action is going to be for me to Battle Mind's Demand to mark Will-O-Wisp 3.
Mhm.
And then, as a standard action, I am going to try to Lodestone Lore Will-O-Wisp 3. It'll be 30 versus Will for 5 divided by 2 damage. And Will-O-Wisp 3 is pulled next to me, and I can only move to squares that are adjacent to me until the end of my next turn.
Oh, yes, they're very good at being mobile, these guys, but
You little
there's no real
bastard.
option in that.
You stay
this
put.
one, it's not hurt. It's having a good time, really, with this. So I'll just go here and try to Radiant. Oh, it's another crit. For 18 damage on Varstrix.
Okay.
Varstrix.
This thing just keeps following him. He's just gonna slow this one instead. Cause what? You guys could do that down. Yeah, squish it again. 23.
Yeah, that hits. Their fortitude is very low.
Alright. He's slowed and he will
They're not
Fly
tough at
away.
all in that respect. He's slowed.
Bye, bitch.
see ya. Alright. Gosh, I wish I could do something that isn't a daily. That is useful. Yeah, that's it for him. That's
Alright.
what you
This one, it's somewhat hurt. There's a bloodied creature. You know, that's kind of what it sort of enjoys doing the most, so I'll shift over here and target Velignith. Drain his life.
It's true, Veligans is very bloodied. It's 15 damage.
It'll heal.
I know what I'm doing on my turn.
Ah. Velignith.
Time for second wind. Because, ow.
Yeah. Same about things that target things that are bloodied. They tend to dogpile a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe this +2 defense will save me.
Probably. You know.
And then he'll save against this weekend. No, he will not. That'll be his turn. Basically, full defense, literally.
This one, I guess we'll.
Hmm.
It's gonna stay there. It can't really.
Doesn't want to shift.
No, it's fine. It'll attack Verlith. That's.
Makes sense.
It doesn't like being in this position, but
Yeah, that gets me. Somehow.
Step.
Let me check to see if I have 29 reflex. No, damn.
No. Raxus.
Yes. Everyone, guess what he's gonna do? Back up and then charge.
My god.
Yeah.
If you moved over here, you'd have combat advantage.
Something about anvil and hammer.
I have that?
He has
from
it
here?
anyway.
Yeah, I suppose so. Stupid line being drawn.
Mhm.
Prove me wrong, though. Like, what I said was actually correct. If you
I
moved
mean,
everything, I've got
you know.
changed my mind.
I believe we are beings of higher intellect that went off implication rather than direct technicalities, my good friend.
Death!
Oh,
Smash! Rip to
yes. Well,
shreds.
that certainly will destroy it.
Go. Side. North.
Gone. Really, just
So these are the lights that we saw.
yeah. It would
Far
seem
off of
so. It seems that these kinds of things live out here.
Live.
Yeah, exist.
if
no.
one can do such a thing.
Yeah.
Rootless.
Yeah, so that one got slowed. It has a range 2. If I stay here, I'm getting pelted with that. I'm not exactly a fan of that. One. There's a deep sadness in my heart. I tell you what, I am actually going to, instead of moving, I am going to use Battle Mind's Demand to mark Will-O-Wisp 1. And then, as a minor action, and then as a move action, I'm gonna fuck off. Because that slowed one can proceed to do nothing.
Yep.
All right.
And then a standard action is to contemplate how smart she is. I end my turn.
Sure. Well, it's slowed. It's speed of 2. It'll do its little speed of 2 thing.
Yep.
Tries to reach. Can't reach. Does what it does when it can't reach. Try to lure Arstrix to come to it. Which looks like it succeeds in.
I mean, yeah, of
Roll him
course.
3 to it and daze him.
Oh no!
What can one do against?
I know, right?
What
We're
are
being
defenses?
bullied by balls of light.
What are defenses?
Arstrix.
And just think, there's like 417 more of these over the water.
Yes, great.
Not quite. not quite 400.
Okay.
Anything I do is gonna provoke. So, Jesus, why am I so useless when I get? Actually, yeah, whatever. He's gonna second wind because he can.
Okay.
So do that. And that's
There
it.
you go.
It cannot stop you.
Gain that
Much as
+2
it
power
would like
bonus
to.
to defenses until the start of
Yeah.
your next turn.
Definitely beat that 28. Let's go.
All right. All right. You can make a save, by the way.
Yes. Nice. No.
No.
I am forever fucked till the end of this encounter.
Yeah. This one has a target already, so I'll just do that against Velgith. Little glimmer.
Is that factoring in the -2 from the mark?
No, it's not.
17 versus reflex. Yeah! The mark, it does something.
Oh, I also had total defense.
That's true.
Wow, way to validate the mark.
I mean, one of the things helped.
You
Over
know.
here. Glowy thing. Velgith.
Your total defense expires, by the way.
I know.
Hmm.
But your mark is forever.
Well, until someone overwrites it.
Just like
Hey.
diamonds.
I've literally used 4 healing surges and I'm still bloodied.
That's because you're standing in the middle of all of them. Like, what's
See, how,
the-
how much would that extra 5 hit points really have helped you?
This really is the quintessential sheep battle in this campaign. It's like he goes in first, just absolutely mauled by everything.
Manikai asks us for a lineup. I'm like, I'm last. I'm pouting. And Sheep's like, I'm first.
The
No, I
worst
mean,
thing is that
what
my
happened?
defenses are among the highest in the group.
Is this like the
Your-
10th time
your
this has
AC
happened
is,
or
yeah,
something?
but not much else.
Regardless, though, you have a
42
turn.
AC. I just gonna charge. No.
Okay. Well,
That's
Just,
my
like,
thing.
back
Chief.
off. Just back off.
Just hang
Just
back.
gonna leave. Over here.
Hide under
Hang on, this
mushroom.
I
mushroom.
saw another one. Smack.
Don't
Alright.
save.
Uh,
You
Any
guys
standard action? Or-
deal with this, please.
Tyraxus.
All right, Tyraxus will attempt to deal with it. Let's see here. Poor Restrix is in trouble, and that's just how it is. So we'll move here and we'll charge. Bang.
Standing at the edge of the water.
Yep, standing and living on it.
With the foamy green algae right there on the surface.
Yeah, it's very
Looks
viscous, it seems.
Yeah.
But we shall charge this thing and have combat advantage because it's slow, which is much more damage. Whoosh, 23, AC.
Does slow bring combat advantage?
That's
Slow does not grant combat
No,
advantage.
Oh, okay.
but I'm beside. Oh, I don't threaten. Sorry.
No.
Which is a -2 to the attack
Wait,
roll, which
wait,
makes it a
wait.
miss.
Wait. This is probably not going to work, but I might as well anyway. Wait, I can't take reactions. I'm dazed. Never mind.
Mhm.
I can't.
Then
So
that's a whiff.
instead, it will teleport and turn invisible.
Alright, well, at least it's gone and it's slow, so
It'll never come back.
Yep. And we're happy forever. Yeah, I'm done.
This ancient keep is stupid. Why did anyone stop us from going in?
Oh,
We aren't even there yet.
Lights
swear.
are so perplexing and pretty.
Yep. Vertilith, who her power selection prohibits her from being a killer, especially when she's facing enemies that take resist all half damage. She looks at the Will-O-Wisp, offers to cut a deal to let it go. We go ahead and shuffle on over here. Yeah, it's fine.
It might have been okay with that, but it is unhurt. It's having a pretty good time. This one.
I can't believe it. I've had plenty of fun committing violence before too. She'll move her and unaugmented lodestone lure attack against Will-O-Wisp 1.
Right.
I do not deal extra damage on that because that is not a damage roll. It'll take 5 divided by 2 damage and be tugged over here. And I can only move to squares that are adjacent to me. So on my next turn. End of my turn.
This one will appear. And
Oh, okay.
move its 2. And attack.
Like because he isolated himself.
13.
I accept.
I mean, Nick's in a bit of trouble, so let's help him out. Let's try and kill this wisp.
That's the same logic Tyraxus used.
I mean,
tried.
we'll see. 33.
Yes, that hits.
15 halved and slow.
Oh yeah, halved.
Oh damn! I shouldn't have said no. And then
it's
he will
still
try and
slow.
save against his. Yeah, he's not dazed anymore.
So over here, it's gonna glimmer for Lith. It doesn't really have a lot of options there.
That actually misses my reflex.
Yeah.
Sailorman Wisp.
Don't
There,
sparkle
shine.
quite enough, Will-O-Wisp.
She peers at it with her angry red eyes.
Still weakened, still all kinds. I
will tell you this, shape. If you don't engage it, I will get combat advantage.
It's
Alright.
slowed, so it's not going to be able to reach you unless Jonas misses it and it teleports 5 squares.
But surely it can teleport again, right? Right?
Surely.
Oh,
Lymph can go here
oh.
and engage this Will-O-Wisp with this.
It likes this. It's very into this. This one.
Shut up.
Much better.
Falling
hits.
executioners.
17 damage and 1 ally yet to be chosen will get +4 to attack.
Oh.
Alright. Keep that in mind.
And save against the weakened. Also, that should be halved
that's
again because weakened. Which I am no longer.
Yay!
Tyraxus.
No, I am tempted to charge over there because of the +4. That guy is slowed. He won't be doing much if you just leave him there.
What the fuck, Jonas? It was going to hit Veristrix.
It can't.
It's going to lure you the same way that it did last time. It couldn't do anything.
Actually, Jonas, I have to burst your bubble. I have to choose the ally that gets the bonus when I cast the spell, and he has to be within 5 squares. So it
Well
has to be.
Draxus will fly out of sourness and fly over here. And then
I wasn't in 5 squares. I didn't get to be chosen.
I'm not disappointed. To be
Charge
honest.
the will-o-wisp. Yes, he is alone with the creature, which means his cunning stalker kicks in, which gives combat advantage, which in this case gives bonuses to everything. Oh yeah, nope, that's a 2. Bye. I try.
Well, as he charges and it's gone, and he didn't.
It'll be another half hour of this.
We're like dogs trying to eat flies.
I'm going to unaugment a lodestone lore attack against Will-O-Wisp 1, just continuing to anchor it here. I have combat advantage. I have a +4, so that's going to be a 27 versus Will.
Yes, that hits.
For 2 damage, and it remains where it is. That'll be the end of my turn. 2 damage. 5, as in 5 divided
you
by.
did half it already.
Yeah,
Right.
I took care of it.
Sure. Can I take Veristrix?
No.
No. It's beginning to realize that maybe this one is actually the worst one to attack. Now what can you do? Veristrix.
I mean, yeah, just hit him. He'll hit him back.
Baka.
At some point it'll die, right? I mean, you know. That's him.
Well, this one can't really move.
It can only move to squares adjacent.
But if this is right here and he's so hurt, it cannot. Like, it has to.
Don't
Try to get that.
That's a miss.
It actually misses.
Screw you,
Maybe I get
Wisp.
too excited. Well,
I was going to mind spike it, my dreams.
I mean, I can just
Well,
fly
good.
over there if you want.
Have them to throw a daily at this thing just out of spite.
No.
The greatest fight you delivered was not being hit by an attack.
I might, however, just diminish this thing. It didn't hit me, so I don't get bonus, but I do have common advantage. Oh, another
That
19.
hits. Yeah.
Because, I mean, I shouldn't complain.
Hmm.
10 damage, halved, and it has vulnerable 2 to all damage.
All right.
And that
All right.
Aha, charge it surely. I can't miss again.
Surely this time, cunning stalker.
Yeah. Get him.
Aha! You're fucked now, buddy.
Yeah. This time I have you.
You winked out of existence the other 2 times, but this
That
time...
hits.
Finally. Jeez. 35 damage.
Hmm.
And that's it.
It's bloodied.
Finish the mission, Veristrix.
Complete the mission. Oh, shit. I breathe poison all over Malignant now.
end my suffering, please.
I mean, if you shift down one, you can aim it so it doesn't.
But advantage.
What advantage?
Well, advantage doesn't matter for Bretts, but you
I
know.
mean, you can attack that shift. Then breathe.
You can do it, you know, in an order that pleases you, I guess.
In an order that pleases me. Alright, fine. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and see if I could lodestone Lord first. That'll be 23 versus Will.
Yep.
5 damage halved. It's pulled and must move to square.
Pulled up.
Yeah,
That's right,
takes-
because it's vulnerable.
Yeah.
Alright. 2 squares I just made. Then I'll go ahead and shift. And then let's see if I can make this thing teleport 5 squares in and go invisible, preventing me from being able to control it when it murders Valignith. As I burn poison against its strongest defense. 28 versus reflex.
Oh, that hits.
Wow, 7 poison damage. Alright. Birdlift takes a free action to congratulate herself because of how awesome she is. Alright, and then it's my turn.
Well, this one will use some light and Thoraxus. No.
Miss it.
No.
Well, we'll shift over here. Worstrix.
Squishing them.
Squeeze.
Oh
Squeeze
no.
the light.
I missed.
Well.
It's no longer going to be slowed, too. It could go anywhere.
I wonder where it's gonna go.
Oh, no.
Oh no.
Oh, this is just not.
Right.
Yeah, that's it.
Any movement?
Oh. I'm fine here.
Well, this one, I mean, get this right here. Glimmer him. So this should be a 21.
Well, that is still enough.
And it will also take
Mind sponge.
force and psychic damage equal to the damage of its attack dealt to your round.
Taking off goes down.
Oh no.
Retribution.
Million potions. He's fine.
Will-O-Wisp has vulnerable too, so it would take an extra point of damage on top of that
Oh,
manic.
Very true.
Yeah.
It's also bloody now.
Aha.
Aha, opportunity.
Bloodiness.
Speaking of bloodied,
This is the point.
No,
It's
you're
enough.
steady.
Mm-hmm.
Do you count as bloodied when you're down?
Thoraxus.
George!
I feel like that's true. Yeah, okay.
Like smoldering on the ground.
Charge in over Valentin's corpse here. Get this thing.
It's not the
That-
first
that-
time we dragons have been on top of other dragons' bodies.
that's a good point. Would the fire still be active?
I thought that you had healed above, like, bloodied, like in this encounter, but if you go back down, if it's still lasting, then there's a bunch of like little damage pieces that have been left out this entire timesheet.
That's for one.
Yeah, it's true. I think the wisp should take like another 2 damage or something. 2-3 damage from the aura. But that's
that
it.
will remind you to remember about your damage, because you certainly remembered it when we were fighting the undead.
Yeah.
Birdlith.
Erlif looks over at Torax and is like, what the fuck?
Tyraxos looks around, he shrugs, he's basically said, every time I charge, they just blink away. I don't, like, looks around sheepishly.
I don't have any other, there's no other recourse of action for me, so I'm going to move over here, and I'm going to finally use one of these damn healing potions that Jonas forced into my hands like 10 sessions ago. We're going to administer that to, I guess no, I don't fucking care about what Valignith would think. This is what's going to happen. 1 healing potion, that's going to be 10 HP for a healing surge on Valignith. Shazam.
Okay, let me just get to 0 and then 2.
Because they might target you while you're bloodied and dying anyway, because that's what they do, and I don't want you to be actually dead. That seems bad. That'll be the end of my turn, Manikai.
Alright. Poof. Here. Glimmer at this dragon. Looks like a hit. For Verstrix.
Yeah. Yeah.
10 damage. Then Verstrix goes. One of them seems to have decided to come for him. Probably the one that,
I've been trying to hit a lot, yeah. Sure, I'll hit it back. Beside me now. No, he'll squish it, does more damage. 8, am I hit? 23.
yeah, that hits.
Alright. 15 aft. He will run away.
Will-O-Wisp, I wouldn't be opposed to you leaving. This could be our island. You have plenty of other islands out there.
Yeah. This one is hurt enough that it's actually gonna go over here. Relgneth.
Well, a smart move would be to just play dead. But I cannot.
It's okay, Valga, stay down. Tyraxus is protecting you.
No.
Such brotherly love.
Standing over, defending the broken, frail Valignith.
Mm-hmm. Valignus did want to do research into how dragons fell.
What does death feel like?
I did. It was pretty close there. I didn't feel anything. No. No.
Not much he can do, so he's just gonna total defense and also activate his iron. Actually, that's weapon damage. Never mind. That's not gonna do anything.
Yeah.
Is he going to stand up or remain prone?
He'll remain prone. He's not stupid. He's proud as dragons are, but in this situation, this is terrifying.
Correct.
Well, we'll attempt again to move like this, and then we'll charge the goddamn thing, because surely,
This time. This will be the time.
No, the last 30 minutes has been me charging things and just missing.
But they are done. Because they would be dead soon. And all things considered, they enjoy eating your pain, but they're not they would like to live or exist. So they're not going to come back from this little island, at least not for now. The rope was laying there dead, broken tentacle things.
Well,
Verlith looking down at Valignith.
He's glaring back.
Verlith says,
Slowly gets up.
"Wow, this ancient hold. Sure is something, isn't it, Valignith?"
Oh, you pay very close attention that you don't say the wrong thing right now. These creatures of the spell plague are not,
Verlith says, "And you pay close attention that you don't say the wrong thing right now. Not after how I dove to take that damage and how I just healed you."
Oh, I knowing myself, I'm going to say the wrong thing regardless.
is there any loot on the ropers or anything?
No, they sort of go like the rocky scales have fallen so slightly off as the muscles sort of soften. They're just sort of blobby, tentacly things. They seem to live here.
Maybe I'll rip them apart just to be sure. Maybe they've swallowed something precious.
Yeah. The Dwarga, the Dare will probably avoid them. Yeah, as far as they can. You do see as you're this far out over the water, though, as you sort of look towards the spire of the ancient hold, you can see like a glimmer of light on top of it. Looks like there's like a fire at the top.
A query would be whether you folks feel brave enough to try a short rest here or want to go all the way back to the pier before we take a short rest.
I think we're pretty damn far from the pier.
We can attempt a short rest.
It's 5 minutes. It'll be fine.
Him.
We showed those lights to his boss.
Yeah, they won't be back for another minutes probably, so we can probably take a few short rests. Valignith time to use his words to get himself up again. Make those healing charges last for a little bit.
They're gonna go find some rats they can kill for easy healing,
There we go.
Right, it's not like the were, like crocodiles or whatever, that just instantly reheal. Okay. It's our first encounter of this wonderful long rest, happy fun time. Okay, we try to take short rests.
You take a short rest.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Alright. 5 plus 8. Alright. Do we take 2 short rests? Or
Well, we
is that
have
too
to
much time?
now. We've already spent it, so.
I'm fine.
No, those 2 I can spend just fine in one short rest.
Did you use them in the combat?
Yeah, but then we spend a short rest, and then I use these.
Yeah, you got them
yeah.
after the 10 minutes, and now they're gone again. So you have to spend another 10
You
minutes
have
in
to
order
spend
to get
another
those
one.
back.
You've used the encounters after you rested, so you need to rest to get your encounters back again. So
Yeah, I don't know how these encounters work.
Right.
Like,
yeah, we
offhand.
take
another 10.
another one.
Fine.
Yeah, sure.
It's not that densely populated out here.
Yeah, can't imagine there's a whole lot of resources and creatures flying above.
No, it's like bats come out here every now and then to hunt for things. You know,
Mm-hmm.
fish, strange eel things in the water, flying lampreys, that sort of thing.
Takes me down to 8. Malignus, down to 5. Nice.
Let's not talk about it. Like, I understand that generally the leader going on first is not a good idea. However, my defenses are good, and I have a good chunk of defensive measures.
Mhm.
But
I mean, you certainly tanked them, right?
I mean, it's just you can't cover everything. It's just the one thing that you're not good against will murder you. Same with any of us here. So
To be fair, I mean, he took the damage for the rest of you, right? So did sort of a job doing that.
Yeah, that was a bunch of damage that could have gone to other people.
If it hit Red Lightning, it probably hit someone else too. So yeah.
I really can't twist this into a job well done. It's not sustainable.
No, if we're not flying near any other islands until we get to the ancient hold, and that's fine.
Gosh, surely the ancient hold will have lesser challenges.
Yes, it'll
no
just
willow
have
wisps at least, right?
it'll just have crazy dwarves with auto crossbows.
Yeah, those like shotgun or crossbow things.
Maybe I should heal up the other 15 hit points I'm guessing, now that I think about it. Yeah, go ahead and waste a few hit points and just take myself to max. I'll be at 7 healing surges, I guess.
Yeah. The question is though, if you want to continue on to the ancient hold now, or we want to.
No, it's too
I
late.
have to.
Yeah.
To go.
And I also want to know your approach, because the ancient hold, so I can probably give you that now. As you approach the place, you can sort of see that it's this tall spire in the water, basically. At the bottom, by the water's edge, there's basically large docks cut out of stone. And then it seems like there's a spiral stairway on the outside of this, sort of spiraling all the way up to the top from where a sort of a flame light can be seen. There appears to be no windows or any such thing, at least from the side you're currently looking at. But presumably, whatever people have carved in would be accessible by the docks or wherever the stairs lead.
So we fly
You
to
can fly
the top and
fly
go
to
go
top,
from
yeah.
top to bottom.
Desired. On the docks,
I'm
you
not
can see like
climbing
little dark figures. Probably Darrow. Who knows what's at the top?
Go to top, work our way down.
Yeah, makes sense to me. Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Yeah. We will go there next session.
Yes.
Who knew you would be going back to the Underdark so soon? Yeah.
I always knew.
I hate it. I hate the Underdark.
I hate the Underdark. It's an awful, god-awful fucking nightmare every time we go down here.
It's sort of by design, really.
Yeah. Establish trade between the doors. If the doors want to be down here, maybe they deserve to be a failing race. You ever think about that?
Well, I am going to head off for a long week.
Yeah.
Thanks everyone for watching. We will catch you next week with more Dreads of Dragon Coast, more Dungeon of the Mad Mage, and on this Sunday, Monica and I will probably be playing a little bit of Warhammer in the morning again. So yeah, more stuff coming up. We'll see you then. Good night.
Great.
Good night.